This right here. This right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We went online.
Well, now so we get back to the microphone.
Guy here in Prince Georgia.
Now, this is a web-based platform. Download it to your hard drive.
This we're gonna train you on, and we'll send you the program and everything. Right, and we're gonna give you training. Social media automation, you need that actually installed. You're gonna install it.
That's gonna be installed.
Yeah, that's gotta be installed.
I went online. They don't sell that anymore.
I know. We have access.
I got to buy it for you.
So we knew that. I knew that. Oh, I know.
I've been using Hootsuite.
But I don't recommend Hootsuite because Hootsuite can damage your edge. 2 minutes. Hootsuite can damage your edge ramp. But it's still good for automation. Yeah, you gotta be careful of it. It can damage your edge ramp. That's the only thing. With cash, absolutely. But yeah, we'll take care of it. Don't worry. I got you covered. Just fill that form out. Just put cash at the bottom. We'll take care of it.
We'll play that video in a second.
We'll take care of it. We got it. We got it. Don't worry. We got it.
We got it. See if it plays that bump video on the third slide. The bump video. See if it plays.
Is it bump?
Come on.
Media not fine. Okay, don't worry. We're gonna make an announcement to the platform. I had no video. Is it a YouTube video?
I saved it on the file.
Yeah, but it's not embedded. Let me mic this.
All right? Yeah. Good? Okay, great. Well, actually, Trevor lied. Actually, I'm going to do 8. All right? 8 productivity apps. Right? These are my secret weapons. Right? These are the apps that's going to help take your business to another level. Who wants to take their business to another level? Woo! Okay. All right. This is like half. Let me ask this question one more time. Who wants to take their business to another level? All right. All right. Awesome. The one I'm going to tell you about, I don't actually have a slide for, but I wrote the name there. Okay. You ready to get started?
Yes.
All right. I want to see how good a class this is. What was the answer to Trevor's question earlier when he said, what's the #1 product in America? Convenience. Exactly. All I'm going to do is tell you how to make your job and everything when it relates to apps, everything very convenient. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started. Make sure if you've already downloaded Evernote and Instagram, there may be some portions of this that you might want to record, or you may see a slide and you say, man, I need that app. You want to take a photo of that, okay? So Evernote and Instagram. All right, let's jump right into it. So the first app I'm going to talk about today is Here Match. Here Match, okay?
Whoa, what is that? I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah. That was one of my secret ones, Trevor. Here Match. Now, every app, before I go forward, every app, okay, I'm going to share with you is free. Oh, come on, man. You guys get ready. I said every app I'm going to show you guys is free. Okay, great. So, Here Match. This is one powerful thing here, and I actually wrote some extra notes here. So I want to make sure you guys get everything that you need today, okay? So, this app is considered the ultimate business networking tool. All right, anybody that does a lot of networking or go to networking meetings, conference? Anybody? Okay, nobody? Okay, we got a few folks. Okay, not a problem. This is the app that you want to have. I'm going to tell you why. This app is location-based. What that means is wherever you are, you check in, okay? And whenever everyone else checks in with that same app, you get a heads up. What that means is you get to know who's there, right? They know who you are, and you know who they are. This app is really designed for folks that are looking for what you do and for the services that you want to do business with them as well. So in other words, if I check here today at the CEO Cafe, and I look at, say, Trevor's profile, and he's in social media, and I may need some help in social media, guess what? Before I even approach him, I already have that information on hand, right? You have the advantage, right? And the same thing, he may be saying, you know what? I need an app for my business. And when he checks in, he sees me, that may be a service that I can help him with. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, so #1, this is an app that you definitely want to use when you're out networking, okay? Another point to this app here, it's free, and also what it'll allow you to do at the end of the day is really to connect with people. A lot of times when we go to networking events, I'll just use me as an example. Sometimes, you ever been to a networking event, you're like, man, I met a lot of people, but I really felt I never really made a connection with anyone. But when you have this information on hand, right, in advance, you can immediately have a conversation with that person to the degree where, like you say, in my opinion, is that I want to know more about you. I want to be more interested in you. And a lot of times my approach was, I wanted to be more interesting. And a lot of times, people don't, sometimes they just don't really engage in that way. But if you can be more interested in them and already have the advantage of what they do, that's powerful. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Next app. So I need the, hey, Trevor, you got the,
Click it.
Here we go.
Yep, there you go. Down button. Yep.
All right, the next app.
Woo!
Bump. Everybody say Bump. Bump. This is a powerful app for you to use for your business. I'm going to tell you why. Trevor taught me something, okay? He's probably taught a lot of you something already by now. When I first got in business, you know what I used to do? I used to get my business card, and I would say, hey, here you go, how you doing, right? And that's the first thing I would do. I think one time, I heard Trevor say in the boot camp, he says, as a matter of fact, let me answer this question. Who in here has Trevor's business card? Raise your hand. You have it? Huh? Okay, right? So we all got about 50, 60 people here. No one has his business card. Let me ask you this. Who knows Trevor in here? Raise your hand. that was one of the concepts that it kind of went over my head because I was trying to figure out, like, well, if I don't have a business card, how will somebody know me, right? And one of the things I found out was so smart. He says, Eric, if you want to do business with someone, put your information on their phone. You might want to record this section right here. When I'm actually going to repeat what he said. He says, Eric, when you want to do business with someone, put their information in your phone. And this is the way you do that. You put their first name, right? In the first name field, of course, right? But in the last name field, he says, put what they do. So as an example, you just met me, right? You will put Eric, and in the other field, the app guy, right? What this does, this triggers, if you met me 6-7 months ago, this triggers exactly, oh, yeah, Eric, you build apps. Does that make sense? So what this app allows you to do, okay, is to create a profile and already have all your business information on here. Again, the concept behind this is to get your information installed on the very thing that people carry every day. Does that make sense? I believe some of you all here have a charger right next to your bed, charging your phone up, right? I mean, think about it. So you can have your information on the very thing they have sleeping right next to them. I mean, that's powerful. Okay? This right here is free. You want to put all your contact information on there, okay? And the easiest way to do this is this. Take out your phone, right? Click the app, let it activate. As a matter of fact, we're going to simulate that right now.
One of the twin
All
powers.
we need to do is boom. That's it. And what's going to happen is, bam, my information will pop up. And actually what it's going to do is actually save a group of contacts anytime you bump. That means the work that you have to do inputting that person's information to your database, it's already done. Say convenient. Convenient. Yes, good question.
But don't you get all the contact information that's in his phone?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Don't you get all of the contact information that's in his phone?
No. You just bumping your profile. Everything that you just see here.
Okay.
Okay? So whatever you don't want on here, you don't want him to have, don't put it on your profile.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So what I want to do, because this is a packed out house today, what I want to do is an activity. Okay? I'm not going to work you guys like the personal trainers did. Okay? So I'm going to save you guys the trouble. But what I want you to do is this. Everyone to pull out your smartphone that has a smartphone, I want you to download this app, okay, very, very briefly. The only thing I want you to do is just put your first name and your phone number on there. It will take a few moments to do that.
If you haven't downloaded the app, take this time to go ahead.
Take this time right now to do so. And if you don't have, I'm sorry, go ahead. You got a question? I got it. Okay, I got it. All right. Mr. Shaker, he's going to be here right in the middle, assisting you, just being able to edit, okay? We'll just take a very few moments to do this. But this is a powerful, I'm telling you folks, out of everything I'm going to share with you today, this is the one thing that you definitely want to do. What did Trevor say earlier about learning? What did he say? He says hearing and what? Doing. Oh, come on, you guys, do you know this? He says what? Hearing and what? Doing. So this part right here, if you get anything else today, this is going to help you take your business to another level, because at the end of the day, what you want to do is get your business information on their personal device here, okay? Absolutely, yes. Yes, they have to have it as well. But like I said, it's a very simple process by doing that, okay? So Trevor, real quick, I think we got a few folks that's already downloaded, and what I want to do is get to my next slide here. Okay. So who remembers the bump dance back in the day?
Ooh, Lord.
Where do you think they got this? Where do you think they got the concept from? Right? So this is what we're going to do. In your seats, okay. If for those that have downloaded the app, at least put their first name, and their phone number, or maybe put an email address in there. I want you to look to that person because we're about to do something very, very special. Ready, Trevor?
Okay.
All right. For the next minute and a half, for those that have already done what I want you to do is walk with that person. Okay? And what I'm going to do is get somebody a very special gift at the end of tomorrow, okay, that has the most bumps. Okay? Alright, we're going to do for about a minute and a half. So between now and tomorrow, the person that has the most bumps will get a special gift. Okay? There you go, Shane. okay? Because we are in this building, it may go through, it may not go through, but you understand the concept. Does that make sense? Okay. I think Shane's going to win because he's getting a lot of content, he's getting a lot of buzz over there. Shane on camera. Bumping in the aisles there? Okay. Alright. Well, at least you got the concept. So once we take another break, or by the time we come back tomorrow, I expect you guys to be bumping. Okay? Is that fair?
That's fair.
Alright. Okay. The next app here. Alright. Office Drop. Okay? Office Drop. Okay? Have you ever been in a situation where you had some important documents, but you needed to make copies? And you had to find a place to go to get the copies made and things like that? Well, guess what? This app allows you, say convenient. Oh, come on, say it like you mean it. Say convenient. Convenient. This app will turn your phone into a portable scanner. Okay? And it will scan every and any document, okay? Turn it into a PDF format, which will allow you to be searchable, okay? And then it's also going to store it on the cloud for you, okay? Portable scanner, okay? Yes, you got a quick question?
Yeah, if I use that, can I dump that document in Dropbox?
Well, what do you mean? You talking about this app right here?
Yeah, if I scan.
Well, actually, I got Dropbox is one of my lists, but no. For the purpose of this right here, if you have a document that you need scanned, or make a copy of, you can just scan it with your phone. It's going to scan it and turn it into a PDF. But the Dropbox is another conversation. Okay. All right. So again, you can scan policies, contracts, things of that nature, and what it's going to do, it's going to turn it into a PDF, upload it to the cloud, and it will allow you to share that document with anyone on your team. All right. Powerful. Powerful. Okay. Trevor, you got it?
Yep, I got you.
By the way, this is a free app that turns your phone into a portable scanner. Expensify. What? Expensify. I'm telling you, there are apps out there, I'm telling you, these apps are going to transform your business. Expensify is another powerful app that you have. How many people travel? Right? Let me ask you this. When you travel, isn't it sometimes a hassle just to try to keep all the receipts? You know, you fold them up. It's just a mess, right? But what if you could scan each receipt with your phone? Okay? And it's that smart. I'm going to tell you how smart this app is. This app is that smart that it will know the date. It'll populate the date, the amount, everything on that receipt. Okay? Once it does that, it's going to store it to the cloud. Okay? And say you were out for a week or so, and you came back home. Only thing you have to do is hit one button, and what it's going to do is going to print out an expense report for you. Say convenient. And so at the end of the day, again, these apps are designed, but again, as Trevor said, the #1 product in America is convenient. And so you got to use these apps to your benefit, especially if it's free, folks. Okay? Oh, by the way, this app right here, anyone use QuickBooks? It automatically syncs to your QuickBooks. Right? I'm not sure. I think that's in the beta, but I know definitely for sure it'll sync right into the QuickBooks. Okay, good stuff so far? Yes. Okay, all right. Let's move on here. Dropbox. So that's your question here. This is my most favorite app. Have you ever been in a situation where you went somewhere and didn't have all the documents with you, or you left them somewhere and said, man, I got to go all the way back across town to get those documents? What if you could just store those documents on a cloud and access it from any computer? Say you went to visit a client. Somebody stole your computer. You left your phone at home. You can actually use that client's computer and say, hey, I need to access those documents. Can I use your computer and print out those documents? Another powerful thing about this app, it also stores video and audio, right? I think they give you up to about 2 to 5 gigs for free, okay? Also, a good thing about this is that, I think initially at the beginning it was just storing documents, but music files, video, documents, things of that nature, and you can also share this with anyone on your team. The whole concept behind cloud-based technology, again, is to have it available or you to have access to it from any device, from anywhere. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes. If you have any questions before I move forward, definitely let me know. All right? So Dropbox, my most favorite app. Now, this is something. Yes.
Going back to that Dropbox.
Yes.
So if there's files like on your OneDrive, you just move over your OneDrive to your Dropbox?
Yes, you can. Or you could keep your files there and just make a replica copy of that onto your OneDrive. It just depends on how you want to set it up. But you can do that. You can move all your documents if you want to. I just like to keep an extra copy on my LAN drive. But anytime that you update those documents, you'll actually update the latest revision that you have for that document as well. So it's very, very powerful.
So you're actually,
Yes.
so you're actually creating on the cloud, putting all of your documents in there so you can access it. So it works similarly to like Google Docs?
Very similar to Google Docs. Yeah, very similar. But because of this it being in the app form, you can access it from your mobile device, computers, things like that. I think with Google Docs, you still could access it, but from a mobile device or a tablet, you may have to go through the regular desktop view of getting that.
But we still have to upload our documents onto the computer through Dropbox.
Yes. You first to create. Actually, great question. To create an account, you have to create it online on your desktop first, and then once you create that account, sync that to all your devices. And then you can actually upload all your documents to that way. Yes.
I think she's referring to Google Drive, allows you to do the same thing Dropbox does.
Absolutely. I mean, they're very similar drives out there, but in terms of having it in app format,
That's an app format. That's
an
app too. Google
that's an
Drive.
app as well. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I just read something about that. About 30, they had it out about 30 days or something.
No, it's been out for some time.
Yeah.
5 gigs for space.
Okay.
Yeah, but it does have some size limitation about how large the files.
Right.
Yeah, Dropbox does not give you a limitation on the file size. So you want to put a 1 gigabyte video
That's
up.
true. Exactly.
Yes. At this particular time, Google Drive is still too much in beta.
Yeah, it is.
So typically, I don't recommend trying stuff in beta when your business depends on it.
Absolutely. So what I'm sharing with you has already been out there for a while and tested, and a lot of other corporations are using it as well. Yes.
If you lose your mobile device,
Okay.
can you have any backup systems that you don't lose all your information, your important documents?
Well, everything that we're sharing here, if you lose your device here,
Yes.
everything is stored on the cloud. So if you had to get a new phone, you just log in through that account and all that information will be available to your phone. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
I'm an avid Dropbox user, and one of the great things about it is when you get people to sign up to Dropbox, you earn extra space. And you can do that a lot and get a lot of extra space. We've even used it for family members where a funeral was necessary, and we got photographs from all over the country and video too, all posted into that Dropbox. So it's very convenient and very easy.
You guys hear that? Yes.
You said we must load up Dropbox on our desktop.
You have to first create it on your desktop first.
And then sync it.
It'll sync, yeah. Because all your documents right now are going to be from your desktop, and then once you create that account from your desktop and you upload it, that's how you're going to be able to access it on all your devices and computers as well.
And would each person on your team have a separate login account, or you just tell them to download?
You can share that. Yeah, you can share it. Yeah. One more question, I'll move on. Yes.
You know what's confusing about Dropbox? And I've got two different sounds of being a real good public speaker. I have all my radio shows on my Dropbox. I listen to them whenever I want to. I got all my presentations on there. I've got all my documents, real estate on there. So all I gotta do is put my headphones and I can go for it. Anything that I've got is there. So I play my videos on there for my presentations and all my radio shows right there on top of it.
Awesome. All right. So we good?
Yeah.
All right. Move on. Good stuff so far?
Yeah.
All right. Now, Lookout Mobile Security. When you buy a PC, what's the first thing they tell you to do? What's the next thing that they tell you to do? You need to get some antivirus stuff, right? And so, when you think about these phones now, they're more than phones, they're actually computers. Okay, and you gotta consider apps just like Lookout Mobile Security to protect your phone from viruses, just like a computer would have. Okay, a desktop computer would have. The cool thing about this one, say if it's free, it's for me, right? This is a free app that you can download, okay? One cool thing about this is that it actually protects and back up your content and your contacts, all right? See, a lot of times we put so much on this phone here, but we never think about security. In case someone steals it, or the information that's on there, and I lose it, man, that is, in some cases, that might be somebody's entire business in terms of their contacts, right? So this app will allow you to back up all your contacts, okay? The second thing that it's going to allow you to do effectively is to also, if someone stole your phone, right, you can actually lock and wipe everything from your phone. Worst case scenario. You understand what I'm saying? Because there may be some information that's on your phone that other people just can't have access to or shouldn't have access to. And a lot of times when people steal phones, what do they think they're trying to do? They're trying to hack the information. But what if you could just say, you know what, it's a loss, I hit this one button, and now there's nothing on that phone. You just protected yourself and your confidential information. Does that make sense?
Time for a new term.
The last thing.
That is a tweetable. That is a tweetable. That's something you share with your Twitter network.
Absolutely.
Something of value.
Yes.
But would the information still be on your cloud?
It'll still be on the cloud, yeah, but we're just talking about at a local level. Okay. On the mobile level, it's completely protected. So if you have a smartphone, consider the security behind it, just like you would with a desktop, okay? And the last thing I love about this app, it has a security feature, like an alarm. You ever lock your car and someone was trying to tamper it and it has this little annoying, loud noise, but it has the same feature? If you somebody pick up your phone and you set it to where, look, somebody touched my phone, it's gonna scream like crazy. That person's gonna put that phone in the pocket and say,
whoa!
Oh, this ain't my phone. What phone was that?
Somebody said, say that again online. They said, say that again.
Say that again?
They want to be clear.
This app right here is just like a car alarm. If somebody pick up your phone and attempts to walk out with it, it is going to scream like crazy.
Eric, the next time my girlfriend picks up my phone, I'm going to be like, what you doing with my phone?
What are you doing with my phone? Yeah. That's enough conversation.
TMI.
What's the password?
Whoa, I'm downloading that right now. Lookout Security.
Because they're apps very similar, like competitors. Kind of
pick up my phone.
I'll make sure that you download the correct one. But yeah, I got to see it though.
Lookout Mobile Security, and then it says Lookout Security, and then.
Oh, I see it. It's free too.
Okay. Yeah, it's free. Yeah,
woo, it's free for me.
Yeah, I'll have to confirm which one that you're looking at. Be mindful, folks, that a lot of apps are going to have very similar names because their competitor wants to get a piece of that pie, if you will, you know. So make sure that you have the accurate name. But what's easy is try to look at the logo or the icon here to identify that you downloaded the correct app. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm not taking note of these, so. All right. AnyDo. You know, this is when I first saw this app, I thought it was kind of underrated. Actually, the New York Times said that this is a must-have app. Okay. The key reason is that it allows you to create a daily agenda. Okay. Also, is a drag and drop feature. Okay. And at the end of the day, you know, it's about taking everything that you have in your head, that you try to keep in your head, and say, you know what, I got this stuff to do, this stuff to do. Use this app and take everything out of your head so you can focus on your tasks individually. Okay. And it's so cool that you can have it set up for the day, tomorrow, things like that. It also syncs in well with your Google Tasks. So if you're using Google Tasks, it will automatically sync and update through this app as well. Also, you can also hit the record feature and record exactly what you want to do for that day. Okay? Once you're done with an assignment, you can actually just swipe it and it'll cross it off. It's something about crossing out items. It just get, you start feeling good. You're like, man, I knocked off 20 things today, right? And the concept behind that, they left that there intentionally. Because it seems like subconsciously, when you get stuff done and you see all those lines going through all that stuff, you're just like, for me, I'm ready to take my game to another level. Because I feel like I'm being productive and I'm getting stuff done. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Change
your life.
Change your life, man. All right, so yeah, this is definitely an app you must have, okay? Giant timer. You're like, man, what type of app is this? Actually, where's the phone? Did you see the little thing that was up here?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you something about this app here. A lot of people say, you know what, I got to watch. Yeah, put it right there. Yeah. This app has helped me make so much money. I'm going to tell you why. In some of your businesses, you probably have client calls that you have to make, right? Client appointments that you go on. And what usually happens, if you're not really paying attention to your time, what usually happens? Right. You got to make 20 phone calls that day. And you got only up to 3 because those first 3 took anywhere from more than 5 minutes, but it took anywhere from 10 to 15, maybe even 20 minutes. But do you realize that really impacts your business? The quality. I think somebody said earlier about being on time and things like that. And this little thing right here, this one little app, it doesn't do anything special. But what it does, it helps me stay disciplined. If it's a 5-minute phone call that I'm supposed to have, I'm leaving that 5 minutes. If I'm meeting with somebody, look, 45 minutes, I want to make sure I want to respect your time, and I want to have this available on hand. Because at the end of the day, you got to manage your time. Maybe it's just me. Does anyone have, does it seem like managing your time is like the most difficult thing of the day? It seems like your time just flies by. So when I thought about this app, I'm sitting here saying, if I can focus on this while I'm still getting things done, I could be more productive and at the same time deliver. You know what I mean? Because if I could finish a meeting earlier, what could you use with that extra time in preparing for the next meeting? You know what I mean? Yes. You got a question? Make another call. You can squeeze in another call, right? Right. And so far, does anybody have any questions so far? Any questions? You guys are here? Or am I doing a good job? Maybe it's a good job. Just really trying to, I want to make sure I gauge everything.
We're just stunned by the information that you've been giving us.
Awesome. And that's what the intent of this is really to add value, okay? And to let you know that these apps are available. And most of the time, we're looking, a lot of times people think when it comes to their business, it's like, you know what? I need to make more money, right? And if I had to ask that question, what could you use right now? I could definitely make more money. But at the end of the day, I think Trevor said that. Trevor, what did you say about time?
You can always make more money, but
right.
You can't make more time.
Right. So why not? Sometimes, a lot of times, the focus is on money, but really the focus should really be on time. Because I told you, I was able to increase in 1 month, Trevor. 1 month, I increased at least by $1,200. And just by managing my time. That's with not getting more clients. That's just using what I have. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this is something very powerful. I kind of went through a little quick with some of the apps, but I'll definitely use this time right now to answer any questions that you may have. One thing I do want to let you know about apps, this is the wave of the future. A lot of times, and it's unfortunate, a lot of times people don't get updates. And what I mean by updates, it's the updates in their thinking. There's a lot of people right now that still don't have a website, right? Because they just don't believe they need a website, right? There's some folks right now that don't have a smartphone. What I call they have a dumb phone, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you're thinking about your business, when you're thinking about increasing your business, it's not always The money is not always the solution. And that's where I'm going with that. Is what you're currently doing right now. How can you better manage what you have right now? How can you enhance your customer's experience? How can you enhance your business? And these are all apps that are free, right? And so at the end of the day, I just think that, you know, if you're open and you're coachable, and what I mean is that being able to get the updates here, you can see what you can do down the road. And a lot of times, I meet with a lot of clients that say, you know what, maybe the app's not for me. And I say, you know what, you're exactly right. You know why? Because if your approach to business is not in a way where you're allowing yourself to be coachable, or something to affect Trevor said, you know, you ask a question and you say, yeah, but, you can't do nothing with that person, you know? And you want to help that person, but you just can't. So today, and I want, matter of fact, let's give it up for all the speakers so far that has come up to the front. They know the information that we have today, you know, and I'm just honored and blessed to be on the platform to share the same information I'm very passionate about. But like I said, but going back to apps, this is the wave of the future. And you know, when you're thinking about convenience, I just showed you today how convenience can help you in your business. Raise your hand if you just felt like one app that I share with you can help you be help your business. Okay? But who's gonna come back tomorrow? Okay. You sure you're gonna come back tomorrow? Because I'm gonna show you tomorrow, right, how to create your own app for your business. Woo! Now guess who the convenience is going to be for? Is it really going to be for you? Or is it really going to be for your customers and your clients? Because what did Trevor say earlier? The #1 product in America is what? Convenience. I'm going to show you tomorrow how you can create your own app for your business to make it easy and convenient for them to do business with you. You're ahead of the pack. What I want you to do is just write this down. There's 3 things I want you to do today, before tomorrow, or by tomorrow. One thing I want you to do is search your website, or view your website from a mobile phone or device. Okay, that's the first thing I want you to do. And I want you to judge for yourself if it's something that you feel could be presentable. You know, in other words, I don't have to squeeze and put glasses on and readjust the size just to find out how can I call you, right? Because there's a lot of websites, a little over 80% of the websites right now are not mobile friendly. Okay, so that's homework #1. Pull up your website on your mobile device. Homework #2. I want you to go into the Apple or Google store and type in keywords associated with your business. At the Apple Store or the Android Store or Play Store. Keywords for your business. I'm going to show you why. When we go to Google.com and you type your website up, or just say you type, say this insurance, if you're an insurance agent, and you type in insurance agent, how many websites you think comes up? Several million? Oh, you said
Probably several million.
You said several million. Okay. Will we all agree that would be the case? Well, what if those websites that were created before all the other millions that were created after them, right? You think they got some benefit being first? Or one of the first few websites when you typed in insurance in Google to be found? Okay? This is where I'm going with it, because it's very important right now. You got to realize the new search right now is not Google. People are looking in the Apple Store and in the Google Play Store to find services and products. Does that make sense? I'm not saying they're totally going away from using Google, right? Oh, I mean web, via the web. But people are looking for services and products on those platforms. And the ones that are available, the ones that are first, in most cases, in my opinion, get the benefit. Because if they can't find you, and they found your competitor, and he's the only one in there in terms of the industry, or what, as it relates to the product or service that they have, they're going to get the benefit. that customer downloads that app, and it's in a viewable format where they could just click one button and call, or click one button and get directions to their place of business, or click one button and just see all the services and products that they offer. Oh, by the way, you can also put a store on that app as well, where they can purchase things, or you may have an event, and they can register. I mean, apps are so powerful, but I don't want to go too deep with it now. I just want to kind of share with you this kind of focus, but I'm just letting you know where we're going to go with this, you know, especially tomorrow. So the real benefit at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you walk away with is to use what you have. A lot of times we focus on what we don't have, and then we like, well, I can't do certain things. Focus on what you have right now. If you have a smartphone, just don't make phone calls with it. Just don't check emails. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a way, and this is going to be, I'll share this information tomorrow, where I'll each month be able to show you step by step how to use your mobile phone. A lot of you right now have smartphones, but if we had to be real today, you probably don't know how to really use it effectively, outside of just making phone calls and emails, respectively, okay? I'm not trying to put anybody down, I'm just saying, right?
You're talking about me.
I'm sorry, man, I don't mean to talk about you. But, you know, one of the things is at the end of the day, you have to learn, right? As Trevor said, hearing and doing. And what I'm going to show you is how I can help you do that. Understanding how to use these phones, understanding what apps are available out there to help you effectively run your business. So I want to actually want to finish a little early. Just want to make sure that I can answer any questions that you have or any comments that you might want to share so far with your experience with apps, or just so far with any information that you've heard so far. Yes?
Okay, my question is, how can I delegate and kind of like record everything and then have it transcribed into words and then have it go out to the right employees?
So what I heard you say was how you can have something recorded, transcript, and sent out to your employees?
Correct one.
Yeah. Let's do that. He's definitely going to need a little bit more software for that. But what we're going to do is we are going to be having a question and answer at the.
Okay.
We are going to be having a question and answer at the end. But just to give you a quick answer to Sid, by the way, if you don't know Sid is an investment superstar. He will show you how to flip a house for $50 and turn it into $50,000. I mean, you want to see Sid. If you don't know anything about investing in houses, Sid is the man. But what I can tell you, Sid, is one of the things that I do is I write this one down. Write this one down. If you're online, I want you to write this one down. I want you to write down FIVERR.com. Fiverr.com. Guess how much everything costs? $5. If you don't have an account with Fiverr, Lord, you're missing out. Go to say, hey, here's the thing I recorded, transcribe it. $5. Just about anything you can imagine. Guess how much they charge? $5. Okay?
All right. So any other questions regarding apps, phones, things of that nature? So you guys gonna do the homework?
Absolutely.
Oh, you guys gonna do the homework? Yes. Okay. Has anyone already done the homework? They're like, look, I want to give you the answers now. I got some answers now. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. The third one is to find out, right, after you do the keywords, thank you. Definitely remind me. After you type in the keywords in the Apple Store or the Android market, count how many competitors are already in those platforms. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you this, on average, right, things being equal, they're less than 5.
And by the way,
categories.
Yeah. By the way, Eric, the people are answering the line with, who's there? Many of my friends there. So on the count of 3, I want you guys to just say hi to the audience out there. So 1, 2, and 3. Hi. There you are. There you guys are. They are here, taking it to the next level, being powerful. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't get the back of the room. Y'all should have been here. That's right. They said, is my friend here? Oh, Just holler out your state real quick if you're in the state. Michigan.
Delaware.
West Virginia.
West
Woo!
Virginia. Okay, we got West Virginia. DC.
Bluefield.
Bluefield. Where's Bluefield?
West Virginia.
Oh, okay. I got to say West Virginia because I was like Bluefield.
We got another fellow Bluefield of West Virginia in here. Get up with your Bluefield brother.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
That's Steve Cooper.
Yeah, I'm West Virginia too.
West Virginia, we got another West Virginia.
West Virginia is in the house. What I got over in the back?
I ain't going back to Bluefield.
So did you guys get the last homework? I want you to count the number of competitors that's in the space. And I'm gonna tell you right now, in most cases, after this weekend,
Somebody got music playing.
it can be one of the first few apps or businesses available that people can find and do business with. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we want to make it convenient for them as well, just like these apps were convenient for you. Thank you for your time. My name is Eric Azar with One Click Apps. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow, right? Awesome. Finish on time too, early.
Okay.
Let's give it up for Trevor Otts as he comes to the front. Oh, you guys can do better than that. I said give it up for Trevor. And folks, we're just scratching the surface here. I mean, we're really just scratching the surface. So again, please use Evernote, record some of this stuff, take photos, take notes, and also use Instagram to share your experience here, okay, at the boot camp.
Thank you so much. All right, one of the things we want to do, by the way, just give Eric another round of applause. Extraordinaire. He's an app extraordinaire. By the way, something that we're going to be doing that is special that we haven't even told you guys about is that each of our presenters is going to be offering either their own special webinar or own special teleseminar so you can get more into what they specifically do. But this is a lot of stuff, and we know you need to hear it over again, so let's just give a round of applause to our speakers for doing that for you. We have 2 presentations left to go, and we have saved the 2 best for last. But first, we have coming to the stage a phenomenal salesperson extraordinaire. He is living it, talking it, walking it. Anybody who knows this man, you know if he gets his hands on you, he'll never let you go. If he gets your email, he's going to email you every day. He's going to keep you motivated. He's going to keep you pumped up. Today is the official launch of his book. The only people who will have access to the book are the people in this room today. I must apologize to the online audience because you missed out on one here. He only has a few books today. We had just enough shipped in. The other order did not get in, but we have about 30 or 40 books. He will be signing those books for you guys today. He is a bestseller. I want you guys to put your hands together for sales superstar extraordinaire, Shay Brown.
Well, always a brother, always a noob. Good to see a noob in the house. Don't say anything. Cap up front. Cap up front. Hey, careful now. Well, it's a great day, as I always say. My name is Shay Brown, and my company is Partners in Learning. And what we do is we teach you an easier way to be successful in sales. And how many by a show of hands want to make more sales by a show of hands? Good. How many are ready to continue to have a good time by a show of hands? Good. Well, that is what my intent is today, is just to share some real ideas for real folks that really works. And I believe today is one of those days when something amazing can happen. I mean, the NBA is getting ready to start up, but today is October 5th. And just a couple of days ago was October 1st. And October 1st is like a big deal for my company. Why is it a big deal? Well, it's a new quarter. It's the start of a new month. We got a fresh start. I mean, to us, it's like a mini January 1st. Doesn't matter what happened the last 9 months. We put the pedal to the metal and we go hard for the fourth quarter, because the best way I know to have a great 2013 is to finish 2012 as strong as you possibly can. And that is certainly what our intent is today. Now, for some of you, I met you, and for others, it's the very first time you met me. So I'm going to first tell you a little about myself and then give you the 2 outcomes I had for my presentation today. Some of you have seen my videos, you read my emails, and others I'm just shaking hands for the very first time. And others I'm meeting for the first time. So a little bit about myself. I'm a native Washingtonian. I've only worked for 2 companies my entire career. I worked for Citibank right after undergraduate. I went to Morgan State, which is right here in Baltimore, by the way, and didn't do sales. And then after finishing graduate school, I went to Johns Hopkins, which is also right here in Baltimore. I went on to work for Verizon for the next 9 years, and I didn't do sales there either, by the way. Didn't do sales there either. And then back on May 31st, 2004, Verizon gave me the pink slip, or they laid me off. And perhaps you all know someone who's been laid off. And these are very challenging times. So I decided to do something bold, something different, something adventurous. So I decided to take my little check from Verizon. That night went down to Kinko's, had some business cards made up, and the very next day I was in business. My card just said Shay Brown on it, and I called myself a business consultant, kind of hung my shingle out the door, if you will. And then after about 90 days in business, I was tired, I was frustrated, I was struggling to get clients, and in short, I was out of money. And hence I learned the golden rule in business. I don't care what Eric says. The golden rule in business is never run out of money, right? That's the golden rule in business. And the only way I know not to run out of money truly really is to make more sales. That's the only way I know. When you make more sales, you make more money. Now, while money is not everything, cash flow does solve a lot of problems, at least in my household. So I had to learn how to sell just to stay in business. So I went out and studied some of the best, like many of you did, and some of the big names, be like a Tony Robbins or Les Brown or even Zig Ziglar. He's still around these days. And there's a host of little guys out there. I call them the Shay Browns of the world. They're running around doing exactly what I'm doing today, just sharing their best ideas on how to make more sales with less effort so you can build your cash reserves, pay off your credit card debt, maybe send your kids to a school of their choice. And some folks want to pay their mortgage and so much more. And then about 6 years ago, the #1 sales mind, in my opinion, came into my life to mentor and train me to success. His name is Eric Lofton. And he gave me an idea. He said, Shay, why don't you focus on sales training? I said, sales training? I'm not focused on sales training. I'm a business consultant. That's what my card said, by the way. But not one person anywhere, any place had hired me to do any business consulting. I was taking the same ideas I knew, and I was teaching to other folks who were just like me. And I started applying those principles in my business. First of all, we stayed in business. My company grew, we leased office space, we hired people. Then I started teaching those same sales ideas to everyday people who are just like me, and I'm still just like you, by the way. I'm still in the field every day, got my sleeves rolled up, I'm in the trenches. I mean, I know what it's like to live on 100% commission. So my company now is in its 8th year of business, all the time, full time, doing the exact same thing. So the mission of our company, thank you very much, the mission of our company is to teach 10 million sales professionals over the next 10 years how to make more sales with less effort. We consider ourselves the sales university for sales professionals. So we're a place you can build your selling skills, improve your selling techniques, or in some cases just learn language to comfortably move people to action. So that's a little bit myself and my company. I really have 2 outcomes for my presentation today. My first outcome is just to give you value. Give you one idea that you all believe when you walk out that door immediately today, it's going to help you in your business. I'm confident we're going to achieve that first outcome. And my second outcome, at the very end, is to answer any questions you have. And I'm committed to doing that today. So let me first share just 3 ways to elevate your sales results. If you watched any of my videos, been to any of my webinars, attended any of my seminars, you know these 3 ways. But it's the philosophy of my company, it's what I believe, it's what I teach. And it's something I learned from working with literally over thousands of sales professionals and countless companies. But it always boils down to one of these 3 areas, or sometimes a combination of all 3. If you heard it before, look for a different level of understanding. But the 3 ways, go ahead and jot these 3 things down in your notes. We call it the inner game, the outer game, and what? Action, right? The inner game, the outer game, and action. I'm going to share just the 1-sentence definition, just so you have it for your notes. The inner game is the mental side of success. So it's your belief systems, it's your comfort zone, it's how you deal with the fear of rejection. It's truly just your mindset. It's your mindset. And check in with yourself and ask yourself the question, what has been your mindset over the last 30 days? Have you been extremely focused? Or what's been your mindset just about being unstoppable? Heck, what's just been your mindset about selling? And a couple of things just to get you inspired and motivated, just around mindset, a couple of things. Henry Ford says what? Whether you think you can or you think you can, either way you're what? You're right, absolutely. And Lisa Nichols, many of you may have heard Lisa Nichols, but I love the one book she has. It's just a great slogan. It's a mantra for us going into the fourth quarter. She says, you can overcome every obstacle no matter what. Isn't that a great slogan to have? Go ahead and jot that down in your notes. No matter what. You're going to peak perform over the next 30 days. Anyone can do anything for a short period of time. Even if you don't believe that, today is kickstarts. Today, I don't know what happened the last 4 days. It doesn't really matter. You get a clean slate when you leave out of here on Monday morning. And Muhammad Ali says what? To be great champion, you must believe you are the best, and if not, do what? Just pretend you are. So today, hey, I'm the best. I feel pretty good. Where's she at? She know a little bold thing. Ooh, I love that. I could stayed all day. I could have left after that, Trevor. I could have left after that. That was great. And then Les Brown says what? Giving up is not what? Yeah, so even if you don't believe you can reach your fourth quarter goals, I want you to know that it's possible, whether you believe it or not. This is a little bit about mindset. This is a little bit about mindset. The second fundamental way to increase your sales results is what we call the outer game, O-U-T-E-R-G-A-M-E. And here's a one-sentence definition, just so you have it for your notes. The outer game is the tactical side of selling. The tactical side of selling. In selling, it really boils down to what you say, when you say it, and how you say it. So it's the how-tos of selling. It's the time management, it's your goal setting, it's your database, it's all the things you got to do. 3 key systems you need in any business, any economy, any time, whether you're very green to sales, and some of you may be very green, or you're very seasoned in sales. You need these 3 systems. Go ahead and jot these 3 key systems down. You need a lead generation system, so you need to find people who have a problem. It's the only reason you're in business. I don't know the other reason why you're there, unless you're a nonprofit to try to save the world. So you got to find someone who has a problem every day. That's what we do. It's in our DNA. The second system you need is you need an appointment setting system. That means someone has to sit down with you and at least hear how you can solve their problem. And then the third key system you need, I'm a system sales trainer, is a lead conversion system. That's convert non-buyers into buyers. I want to talk a little bit about some of that today during the time that I have. Then the third fundamental way to increase your sales results, the third fundamental way is action. A-C-T-I-O-N. And here's a one-sentence definition, just so you have it for your notes. Action is just moving yourself to follow through and do all those things that you know that you should do in your business right now. It's one thing to intellectually know to do something. It's another thing to what? To actually do it. If you don't believe me, I got 2 boys in college. They know everything they should do. They just don't always do it. But it's not about my sons. It's not about me. It's really all about you. So check in with yourself. This is just for you. Ask yourself the question, have I been a person of action over the last 30 days? And if you have, congratulations. Just pat yourself on the back and say, I got to keep it going. And if you haven't, what would it mean right now if you just stepped up and just took more action in your business? Just one story to inspire and motivate you, just to take more action. One of my favorite stories, I was up in Chicago, Illinois, doing training for a company called Share the Wealth, their financial planning company. They brought me there to talk just about action. So I was prepared, I was fired up, I was ready to go. Just like today, I'm ready to go. Then right before I was to speak, Peter came over to me and said, Shay, you only had 5 minutes. I'm like, whoa, 5 minutes? Like, what can I say in 5 minutes? So I had to pull back the big black curtain, if you will, and reach into my treasure chest of secrets. Kind of like I'm going to do today, by the way. And I gave him 4 words, and these 4 words made a difference for Peter and his team. He made an extra $17,000 over 45 days, and it could make a difference for you. Go ahead and jot these 4 things down in your notes. It could serve you well the rest of your life. And here it is. Separate feeling from action. That's right, separate feeling from action. That going forward, you don't have to feel like doing anything, but you take the right actions. You focus on the activities of a sales superstar, and you will get the results of a sales superstar. I mean, results, they really take as long as results take. And sometimes we get paid today, and sometimes we get paid tomorrow. But we take the right actions, we always get the right results. Not if we don't get the right results, not does it work, it does work. But I brought an idea today. If you like ideas to put money in your pocket, I brought one of those ideas today. And then we're going to do just one of my favorite things to do. It's one of the fundamental principles of selling. And the way I'll set the stage, if you will, is I'll just imagine for a moment that we're all at our company's annual convention. And let's say we're in Las Vegas. I just made that up, by the way. And our sleeping quarters happens to be on the 14th floor. So we're doing the day, when you're at a convention, what are you doing? You're running around a bunch of these type of events, right, during the day, and that evening you're back upstairs in your room. And let's say Shay's there and Trevor's there, we're all there doing those little trainings, a little plug for us, by the way. And then that evening you're back upstairs in your room, and you tell yourself, so, I'm gonna get all dressed up and have a good time, whatever dressed up is good time means. So you walk out to the elevator, You're going to go downstairs, have a good time. You hit the button, and you have to wait because you're on what floor are you on? You're on the 14th floor. That's why you guys are paying attention. Wow, it's on the 14th floor. So you hit the button, the elevator doors open. Step inside. Let's say there's a gentleman inside. This is Shay Brown, by the way. He has nothing better to do. He's just riding up and down the elevator, passing out his cards. And I look over at you, and I say, are you at the convention? You say, what? Of course I am. You have one of them big badges on. You have your own badges. Most of them got these big old badges on. Say, of course I am. And then I just look over and I ask the magical question. I say, what? What do you do? And the elevator doors are closing. You got 15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds from the time it gets from the top floor to the bottom floor to say something so profound. Maybe at least I ask for your business card. And here's the question I have. Yeah, matter of fact, we have a little fun. You're all business owners. You have an opportunity to promote your company. Here's the question. If I was asked the question today, what do you do? What would you say to Shay Brown? I mean, we don't have to be on the elevator. I don't want to get you too nervous. I mean, you could be out front today. Someone could ask you, what do you do? Who would like to share what you do today? Matter of fact, you can even come up front today. You can even plug your own company right here on the internet. Got a couple hundred people on the internet right now. I mean, this is your time. We're with business owners today. Who like, all right, come on up. What's your name?
Jessica Smith.
I didn't hear you.
Jessica Smith.
Jessica Smith. Let's give Jessica a hand. Let's give her a hand. Jessica, okay. Jessica, here's what we like to do. This will have a little audience participation. I'm gonna count, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and as an audience, you just say, what do you do? How's that? We have a little fun, right? Let's try that out. It's a sales thing. We gotta have a little fun. So, okay. So I'm gonna count to 3, and you guys say, what do we do? What do you do? And you can share what you do. How's that? Okay, and don't forget, you got people listening, so you gotta look over there every now and then. You gotta look at those folks. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
What do you do? Does anyone in here have children?
Yes.
Anyone? Well, what I do is I provide fun activities for you to do with your children on the weekend.
All right, let's give her a hand. Good job. Let's give her a hand. Who else would like to spotlight your company? This is your time. You came all the way down. Okay, come on up, Seth. Come on, let's give Seth a hand. Let's give Seth a hand. Come on up. Anyone else want to spotlight your company? I'll take 2 more people. Anyone else? Come on up. Okay, you got to be quick, Sharon. Sharon, come on up. I'm gonna stay. You can stand right here. You can come on up. You don't want to come down? No. You slide over here. Come on. Okay. So I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and you guys say, what do you do? And they can tell us what they do. So let's give it a shot. So 1, 2, 3. What do you do?
I'm a real estate investor. I find cheap properties and I turn them to cash.
All right, let's give a hand. Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. What do you do?
I make you look good, feel good, and improve your self-confidence.
All right, let's give her a hand. Let's give her a hand. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
What do you do?
I am Sharon. I'm a leadership expert, and I help you become a person of influence where people will follow you and they don't have to.
All right. Let's give them all a hand. Take courage. It goes back to that mindset, right? Oh, do I really got to go up there? Yes, it's your company. You got to come represent, not me. So here's what I like to do. It's called baseline strategy. John just telling you, I'm going to give you a quick idea of baseline strategy. Your baseline is everything you're doing today to produce the results you produce in a day on a monthly basis. So let's say you're averaging, I don't know, $10,000 per month. And your baseline is everything you're doing today to produce $10,000 a month in personal income. So it's the number of phone calls you're making, it's all the networking events you're going to, it's all your social media, it's everything you can do today to produce $10,000 per month. Here's what the baseline strategy says. You continue to do everything you're doing today because it's producing a positive result, and then you add one new idea, or you implement one new strategy, and thus you produce a greater result. Now, part of the purpose of your subconscious mind is truly to answer whatever question you ask it. So I'm going to ask myself right now, what's one thing we can do to raise our elevator speech up just by 1 notch? And there are 3 things I'm going to teach you today. One is going to be an elevator speech, and I have 2 other parts. So you walk away with 3 things you're going to do during this segment. This is the get it done thing. Okay, so here's what I'd like you to do quickly. In your notes, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, just how you introduce yourself. 1 meaning, you do an okay job, depending on the mood you're in, maybe how you're feeling that day. And 10 meaning you're the world's greatest person at doing it. Matter of fact, you're so good, you're going to come up front, you're going to teach everybody exactly how you do it. Just give yourself a number. That's your baseline, by the way. Your baseline is how you introduce yourself today. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to give you 1 idea. You rate yourself a 5, you go to a 6. You rate yourself a 7, you go to an 8. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 8 words to get you started as part of a script. Whenever I tell people that I'm going to give them a script, they say, Shay Brown, I don't use a script. It makes you sound canned. It makes you sound rehearsed. It makes you sound like a robot. And my reply is always the same. You're either using a script, and you know it, and you made it as powerful and persuasive as you possibly can, or you're winging it. But by definition, whatever you say is a sales script. A sales script, by definition, you can put this in your notes, it's just words in sequence that have meaning. That's all it is. It's just words in sequence that have meaning. So if you're saying something and you have a meaning, you're using a script. Otherwise, you'd be speaking how psychologists call schizophrenic, or how schizophrenics talk, which is like words like glossolalia, words that just don't make sense, right? None of you talk like that. But you're using a script, whether you've written it down or not, or you winging it. And I want you to get a very powerful concept. I'm going to give you an idea. Put this in your notes, put an asterisk by this. So this is one of those $50,000 ideas. I think between now and the end of your selling career, you get this one idea, it could be $50,000 of incremental revenue. And here it is. Winging it is a script. Just jot that down. Winging it is a script. It's not the most effective script. It's not the best script, but it is a script. So let me give you 8 words. And you can jot these 8 words down in your notes. It's on the board. Do you know how, ... with a question mark. And what I do is ... Now we know in sales 101, the first word out of your mouth is always a question, and the last word out of your mouth is always a question. The hallmark of a sales superstar is truly in the power of questions they can ask. So if you're at an event, even today, and you ask somebody, what do you do? And they go, blah, 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 blah. No one really cares. So what we want to do is we want to start with a question that states a problem, right? It's one of the basic 101 things. Put this in your notes, put money idea by this word. This is a money idea. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. We're in a problem-solving business. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. It's a very fundamental thing. But for most of you, you do the fundamentals, it's another $5,000, $10,000 a month, every month in your pocket. So when someone says, what do you do? I want you to start with a question that states a problem that is so obvious that if my 10-year-old niece Lauren was here, she'd be like, duh, Uncle Shay, duh. So when someone says, what do? You might say, do you know how? That's a question that brings it back present to you. You state a niche that you work with. So in my case, we start with financial planners. So we would say, do you know how financial planners, and for today, in your notes, I want you to write, are stressed and concerned about what? So in my case, I might say, do you know how financial planners are stressed and concerned about generating leads and closing deals? It's an obvious duh answer, right? Who doesn't have that problem? Just like someone up here was a fitness person. Right? So what do you know how sales trainers are stressed and concerned about having enough energy to do the things they need to do all day? It's an obvious duh. You're looking for a yes. So in your notes, jot that down. Just jot down one of the problems that you solve. Now, you guys solve a lot of problems in your industry. But today, pick the reason you got paid the last 30 days. It wasn't all the problems you have on your website. I promise you that. So, do you know how someone, state a niche, are stressed and concerned about what? People will pay you today to help them solve a problem today. So, do you know how single dads are stressed and concerned about eating the right foods and improving the quality of their health? It doesn't really matter. See, it doesn't really matter. Do you know how parents today are stressed and concerned about making sure their kids have a safe place to go to and learn? It doesn't really matter. It's not for me. Give me a minute to write that down. And I'm going to give some of you an opportunity to come back and read. You don't have to wing it this time. You can bring your piece of paper up and state to the world that there is a problem. And this is one of those things, if I was waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning and say, what do? You would roll out of bed and say, Shay, there's this problem on the planet, and my company solved it better than anyone else. And even if you don't believe it, I'll hold the belief for you today. Say, Shay Brown holds the belief for me. And then as soon as someone says yes, and we're going to say yes, how do I know this? Because tens of thousands of folks before you have done the exact same thing. Then you say, you're going to be clear and concise. What I do is, and you're going to just copy the top part. So what I do is show, or what I do is teach financial planners how to generate qualified leads and close deals. What I do is show sales trainers how they can eat the right food and exercise so they can have the energy they need. What I do is show parents how they can be involved, how their kids can be involved in programs and still learn. It doesn't really matter. But what I do is, and I want to make sure you lead in with those 4 words. We're going to be clear and concise. This is another fundamental principle, but never underestimate the power of the basics. A confused mind rarely buys. Jot it down in your notes. A confused mind rarely buys. So if you can't articulate the problem, you know, it's possible. The other person might not know what the heck you're talking about either, and you got to work extra hard. Okay, I'm gonna give you just 2 minutes to write that down, and I'll give a couple of you a chance to come back up here, read what you have, announce there's a problem on the planet. That's why your company is in business, and how and what you do is solve that problem. So I'll give you just a minute to write that down. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. This is a workshop. This is a working boot camp. You got to do something. We got 3 check things we got to do. We got to check them off. We'll check them off. Okay. Give you 30 seconds. Okay, who would like to come back up and just read what you have? You want to read? Come on up, come on. And who else want to come read it? Who else by show of hands want to come read it? Okay, we got 1, 2, anyone else? 3, okay, 4. That's it. I want to take 4. Come on up, come on up, come on up. This is your time to spotlight your company. Come on, Sid, come on. Sid got that. He wrote this down saying, I can do this. I was the first time I was just like, hey, I want to be the spotlight. Now we got to say something. Okay, now audience, you have a role as well. This is about participation, not just a monologue right now. And I'm going to ask them what they do, and we're going to go down the line. Well, we're going to start. We want to go first or last? It doesn't matter. Oh, you're first then. Oh, you're first. No, you are first. Come on. Okay. And your job is just to listen for the problem, okay? I'm going to say, what do you do? She's going to just read, and I want you to listen for the problem. You got that? So your job is to do what? Listen for the problem. Good, you're awake. Okay, great. What do you do?
Do you know how to make sure your family's quality of life won't change if something happens to you today?
I'll say yes.
Oh, that's great. Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
No, next. Okay. No, you can stay right here. This is not a beat you up session. It really isn't. Okay, so the job is what? Ask a question. Right? Just read and tell. Okay, so what do you do?
Do you know how people want to sell their homes on their own but can't?
Yes.
What I do is list homes of those who want to sell.
All right. Let's give her a hand. What was the problem, anyone? What was the problem?
They try to sell their home.
Okay, that's it. That's all we need to know. That's good. That's good. This is just one problem. This is not your whole script, by the way. This is just, look, this is why I'm here. Yeah. You got a problem? I saw it. Okay, so, dude, you can read it. You can read it. Okay. Okay. What do you do?
You know how much diverse information there is that's confusing people about real estate these days?
I'll say yes.
What I do is I help people decipher what the answers are to their problem and help walk them through to a solution.
All right, let's give him a hand. What was the problem? What was the problem? There's too much information. So, you did a good job. Let's talk to what I'm talking all. Here's how you can make a good script even better. You can all jot this down in your notes. You can advance an idea a lot further on paper than you can in your head. So the good thing is once you have it written down, you might say, do you know how, this is an undeniable truth, but do you know how first-time home buyers are confused because of all the information out there? So that's one way to take a good script to make it even better. Good job, though. Okay, I'm going to say what you, and you can read it. Oh, okay. What do you do?
What I do is help people to get into the real estate investment arena to become a successful investor in today's market.
Okay, let's give him a hand. What was the problem? Anyone? Okay, that's okay. Good to see the audience is here. Good job. We're acknowledging everybody. Today is about being up here. Follow the what? Script. Okay, good job. Hold on. Okay, so I'm at. Oh, you can walk in front. Go ahead. I'm just going to sit down. All right, James, what do you do?
Do you know how business owners are stressed and concerned about their computers when they're not running correctly?
Yes.
What I do is help business owners solve and protect their computer data.
All right, let's give him a hand. What was the problem? Computer problem. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
It's okay. Is there any pressure?
It's just $1 million.
Okay. You have some very friendly group out here. They're smiling, they're not asleep, they're looking at you, not throwing anything. All right, so on the count of, okay, it's me. That's my turn. What do you do?
I show people how to protect their families if something were to happen to them today.
All right, let's give her a hand. Let's give everybody a hand. Everybody sit down. Give me a hand. Good job. Thanks for coming up. Now we're going to move on, and I want to share 2 stories. I always say, don't believe us, listen to who? Our clients, right? That's what I always say. Don't believe us, listen to our clients. Once they get me back on the screen, I'm going to tell you about 2 of my clients who took this idea. Now, one of the clients I just saw her recently again at the WBO Women's Business Organization event in the month of August. And she shared with the group how that one exercise, some of you have been with me for a number of years, have done this exercise, it made a huge, huge difference for her. And one of the things she did, she said, you know, even though she was a news anchor, she's in communications, she had a hard time sometimes just coming across saying, look, there is this problem, and this is why we should further our conversation. And it made a huge, huge difference for her business in 2012. I'm really, really pleased. And I always say, don't believe us, listen to who? Our clients. Another one of my clients is Doug. Doug was down in Florida, then he was in Richmond, drove to one of my seminars, we was in Columbia, Maryland, took me up on the one idea, and he's in the recruiting business, he's in network marketing. The following 2 weeks, he went out and recruited 8 people into his business. And it wasn't because of Shay Brown. I can never take credit for my clients. They got to go do the work. But one of the things he says is the elevator speech is one of those things that can be played over and over and over again. And we gave some additional components, which I'm going to share with you as well. Here's what I want you to do over the next 33 minutes while I'm with you. Is I want you to have what I call oxygen thoughts. Now, anyone seen the Apollo 13 movie? Remember the Apollo 13 movie? And think about it. Right now, if you was on a plane right now, there was no more oxygen, right? You would be what? Laser focused. Like those guys had to think about what they could do in order to get back. They didn't have time to wonder about it and drift off. They had to be focused. So the next 32 minutes, I want you to be like focused, like you've never been focused before. And here's why we rehearse. Not like Michael Jackson. He's no longer with us, by the way. But one of the things that he would say is this. This is why we rehearse the practice. And I love the last show that he did. He looked over to the drummer and said, what? You know what? You're playing out of beat. The guy just played just slightly a little bit different. And this is what we're going to talk about in sales over the next 30 minutes, about having a system. Jot this down in your notes. Selling is a system. Selling is a system. Selling is a system. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to be prepared. One of the reasons we're going to try do some things a little bit differently. And there's someone just kicking everybody's butt. Well, she's all kicking everybody's butt. I mean, she's just a bad mamma jammer all by herself. Even if you don't follow tennis, go Google her and see what her mindset has been, see what her discipline has been. And I promise you this, even if you just read the story, the short story, you probably step your performance up. But one of the things she said, she had to put in countless hours. Everybody thinks it came easy to her, but they forgot. She was talented, she was gifted, but there's a lot of folks that are way more gifted than I am or you are. They're not where they want to be. Sometimes it just comes down, I believe in sales. And for some of us in the fourth quarter, it's not about anything new. We got to roll up the sleeves, we got to get in the trenches, and we got to do those things and execute. Consistency is the key, consistency is the key, consistency is the key. But having said that, what most would do? What most would struggle with? Consistency. That's right, consistency. So what I'd like to do right now is ask this question. How many of you like to generate more referrals just by a show of hands? All of us, right? And think about your baseline. Your baseline is about everything you're doing today to produce the results you're producing today on a monthly basis. So here's what I'd like you to do in your notes. Go ahead and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 just on how you go about generating referrals. That means you actually generate referrals. Go ahead and give yourself 1 mean you do an okay job, 10 mean you do a great job. Yes, Trevor Otts.
Shay, our online audience is through the roof. You have picked up about 300 new followers, and we have a new person that says they didn't get a chance to try. They raised their hand before any of the 4 people, and she said she wants to try right now.
Who is this she?
Her name would be Cynthia Barons.
Oh, Cynthia. She was in their mastermind group. Was on a call at 8 a.m. in the morning with us the other day.
So she said, make sure before the end of the day you ask her.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. For anyone listening, or anyone here today, I wasn't going to do this, but that Trevor Otts, he always has something up his sleeve. And Cynthia, I'm glad you're still with us. You've been with us like all day. Why don't we give the folks online a hand? Let's give them a hand. Turn up the music. Here's what I'm going to do for everyone listening, everyone that's here today as well. If you email me your elevator speech, you email it, you got to do some work. And you got to email it to me by Monday. Don't send it to me next week sometime because I'm going to forget as well. You email it to me, I'm going to send you my input back and help you write your elevator speech. That's my gift to you. There is no cost to that. Here's my email. Shay Brown, CHEBROWN @partnerslearning.com. So Cynthia, go to Shay Brown, CHEBROWN @partnerslearning.com. Now you got to email me, and in the subject line, just put elevator. That's all you got to do. That'll get my attention, by the way. Elevator. But again, don't email me after Monday. Don't email me after Monday at noon. Don't do it because I'm not going to review it. If you don't have time, I don't have time either. The universe rewards people who take action differently than those that don't. So don't say you got tied up, because I'll be tied up too. Okay, so we're going to go back to referral. People email me 2 weeks later. No! If you're watching this recording, later and you couldn't make it, we're going to go on the honesty policy. What the honesty policy means, when you heard me say that, you got 48 hours to email me. Don't email me a week later. Honesty policy. Honesty policy. Okay, let me get back to our regularly scheduled commercial. Regularly scheduled time here. Referral. So you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. And normally at my seminars, if I was to ask you to raise your hand, how many folks think that most folks are at a 6 or below in generating referrals? Yeah, on average, and most of my seminars, about half the audience say a 6 or below, although they'll say it's the #1 way that they generate money. So what I'd like to do right now is share with you a way that you can generate more referrals. It's one thing you just do a good job, and people just email you and say, I got a referral for you, let me send some people your way, and that happens. I mean, you can just show up for work and do your job, and that happens. But what about you make it happen? Who would like to share, I give you an opportunity to promote yourself, who would like to share your best referral system for the way you ask and generate referrals on a consistent basis? Not what you read in a book somewhere, not what you heard in the audio. I mean, this is what you do. This is in your DNA. This is you. Anyone? I mean, you don't have to, but anyone want to come up front and share your best system? Oh, wow. No, I'm not going to go online. I don't want to burn up all my time. Okay, so if you're online, email me your best system. I'm going to give you 4 ideas. Before I do that, I want you to do this in all seriousness. Jot down in your notes. You may have never done this before. This has been at one of our seminars. But jot down in your notes, what is the financial value of a good referral to you? So in our business, if people refer folks to us, it's $1,000. Between the products and services they buy from us, the first year could be $1,000 pretty easily. So a good referral to me is $1,000. For some of you, it could be like $5,000. And here's what I want you to think about. Let's say you get a good referral. What is the financial value to you what is the lifetime value of a good referral for you? So a good referral for us, if it's $1,000, and let's say I've been in business over 10 years. They can refer other people, they can buy additional products and services. It's a $10,000 value. So when I'm having a conversation with someone about generate referrals, it's not like let me see if they know someone. No, this is like a $1,000 conversation. It could be a $10,000 conversation. Let me give you 4 ideas that you can use. And this is, you're getting something done. Y'all got your elevator speech, right? That was #1. #2 is referrals. And this, put money in your pocket. If you didn't write down what's on the slide, you didn't take a picture of it. I might just take a picture of it. But referrals are like a license to print money. Jot that down in your notes. Referrals are like a license to print money. You get better just generating more qualified referrals. That's leads in your business. You're going to close more deals. You can show up and say the wrong thing, and you still going to generate more referrals. So here are 4 ideas I'm going to give. Just 4 quick ideas. Idea #1 is to use a referral form. That's idea #1. Use a referral form. It's my experience that people have a form with them. When they're making their phone calls, they're more likely to ask for referrals. When they're meeting with people and they have a form, they're more likely to ask them to fill it out. That's #1. Step #2 is to be able to educate them on what a good referral is for you. So you've got to be able to educate them. I'll give you some leading language. That's sales scripting language. And some of you have been in my sales scripting programs, but sales scripting language, leading language. You could always start off with a question. You might say, one of the ways, I'll give you a little bit. One of the ways I'm growing my business this year is through referrals. Can you help me out? It's a very simple script. It's a 1-sentence question. I mean, you can ask on every presentation for the rest of your life. One of the ways I'm growing my business this year is through referrals. Can you help me out? I'll say it one more time. One of the ways I'm growing my business this year is through referrals. Can you help me out? They're going to say yes. Then you go explain what a good referral is to them. This is not to educate. And then they're probably going to tell you they don't know if Shay wants to buy a house. They don't know if Shay wants to hire you as his coach. They don't know if Shay needs any insurance. They're going to give you some objection. You handle that objection. You say, great. I just want to let Shay Brown know that my company is on the planet and that we exist. So if he never needs our services, we're an option. May I please have his contact information? Because your job is quick. Just get the contact information. Not about them buying anything. Hey, I understand you might not want to buy today. I just want to let them know that my company's here. We're an option if they ever need us. Okay, let me give you 4 steps. Step #1 is to use a what? Form. Use a form. Step #2 is to be able to educate. That's right. Step #3, if it makes sense, for some of you can't do it, but others you can, offer an incentive. People like stuff. So you might say, one of my clients says, if you can help me out with 3 or more referrals, I have this gift card to Starbucks. It's valued at $10. The next time you're there, this is on me. Now, it's not about the person like Starbucks and that. People like free stuff. For some of you, a good referral is worth $10 or more. In some of your industries, I know you can't do that. You can't offer money for referrals. But we have 3 steps so far. Step number 1 is to use a form. Step number 2 is to be able to educate. Step number 3 is to offer an incentive. Step number 4, put a circle around this one. And put by that, put I promise. I want you to put I promise. I promise. This is number 4. This means you promise to do it. Promise is a little higher than a goal. You know, promise it to yourself. People have a lot of goals. You make a promise. Here it is. Ask. It's very simple. Ask. A-S-K. A number of folks go presentation after presentation. I'm telling you, on wisdom time, they just don't ask. They just don't ask. You make a commitment to do those 4 things, you're going to generate more qualified referrals. Here's one of my clients. I always say, don't believe us. Listen to who? Our client, David McMillan, right here in Prince George's County, World Financial Group. Some of you might know him, right? At 9701 Apollo Drive. Him and his wife are having a breakthrough year this year in 2012. One of the reasons is he's tracking the number of referrals he asked for, and he improves his referral script. And it's created a financial, I'm not talking about a halfway, I'm doing okay, no, a financial breakthrough. Not because of Shay Brown, but because he takes the idea. Put this in your notes. If you forget everything else I talked about, I want you to have this in your notes, and here it is. It's my favorite. Put this down. Don't miss this. One idea implemented is better than 1,000 ideas you know right now. It's one of my favorite sayings. One idea implemented. You let just one idea from today. Some of you start on Monday. You do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But see you next Friday, you implement it, it create a breakthrough for you. Just one idea. How many ideas you need to change your life anyway? That's right. One good idea implemented is better than 1,000 ideas you know today. And today could be your day. October the 5th, 2012 could be the day you draw a line in the sand, you make a change, you step up and say, you know what? I'm going to step up my game. Forget what happens. You make that decision. Don't believe us? Listen to who? Our clients. Ray Trail. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. He's with Allied Telecom right down in Washington, D.C. They do about $13 million in sales. But referrals are one of the reasons why they continue to move their business forward. Will Smith, who I think will be one of the greatest, at least on my generation, part of my generation. But one of the things he says is what? If you stay ready, you ain't what? You ain't got to get ready. Absolutely. Now I'm going to share an idea from our Master Closer Playbook. Tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, I'll be in one of the rooms back here tomorrow in the breakout session. I'll be breaking out our Closing Mastery Playbook. That'll be at 1:15. 1:15. Oh, 1:15. Okay. You have a lot of choices tomorrow, but I think we're there for a couple hours. But I'll be bringing my best ideas today. I just want to bring one idea today. Just one idea you can use. You might be able to make it tomorrow. You might see. Maybe you won't. But here's one idea. So here's what I want you to think about. I want to think about what you say as part of your final close. Now, when I say final close, closing has scripture. Ooh. Wrong place, amen. Watch out. My mom was a Pentecostal preacher. Over here. But it has language, it has structure. She would love to say scripture. Structure is what it has. And so, you think about when you get to the end of your close, it's okay laughing. This is supposed to be fun. There's no rough stuff today. So what I want to do is share with you what I call the final close. So first you tell them how you work, tell them nothing the contract. You can jot this sentence down in your notes. This is one way you can close. It's one of my favorite ways to close. You'll work one-on-one. Some of you bought my products one-on-one. I close them away every single time. And here it is. How do you feel about moving forward? And then I'm silent. So you get to the very end of your presentation. There's nothing else to say. You told them how you work. You told them nothing of the contract. You told them the price. You told them the conditions. You say, well, how do you feel about moving forward? And then you're silent. Or how do you feel about hiring me as your coach? How do you feel about signing the listing agreement? How do you feel about bringing me on board as your insurance agent? Whatever you say. I'm just saying what I say. You don't have to say what I say. It's not about the words, but at least you know what you're going to say. Don't wing it. Don't shoot from the hip. You work too hard to get to that part in the presentation where they're ready. And we know one of 3 things are going to happen with 100% certainty. They're either going to say yes, no, or give you what? An objection, right? And here's what I like to do right now is think about this. What are the toughest objections you're receiving right now? I'm going to share some ideas around closing to overcome objections. So who would like to share when you get to the end of your presentation? Let's say you're at the end, you ask them to sign something. What objections are you getting today? Who would like to share their toughest objections today? Anyone? Yes?
People don't want to make a commitment.
Okay, I don't want to make a commitment? Okay, good. Anyone else?
I'll think about it.
I'll think about it. Okay.
If they have a partner and say, well, I have to speak to them first when they really know they can make that decision.
Okay, I got to speak to someone else? Okay. I can't afford it? Okay, everybody's waking up now. Jesus. Oh, no, objections. Because you're that close. You know, when you get objections, you're that close, right? You're like right on the edge, by the way. And a couple things I'm going to give you about objections, and I'm going to give you a couple objection handling techniques. there's only 3 things you can do. First, let me give you this real quick. There's only 7 to 12 common objections in any industry. That's a good thing to know. You can probably list them out. After you get about past 7, you probably couldn't guess the other 10 that are out there. So there's only about 7 to 12 common ones you hear all the time. So we can be prepared. That's number 1. Number 2, there's only 3 things that we can do with an objection. We can either ignore an objection. That's something we could do. Some people do that very well because they know the first objection is not the true objection anyway. We could handle the objection in the body of our presentation. So the same objection coming up over and over and over and over again. You know, we can handle it in the body of our presentation. And number 3, we can do what we're going to do today in the time that I have. We can have this banter go back and forth. Kind of like the hot potato, right? So if I'm buying a car and I get to the end, like when I bought my truck, I took Mother Dear with me because Mother Dear likes to haggle. I don't like to haggle, but Mother Dear likes to haggle, right? So we buy a Lexus truck and we get in there, and I think the time truck was like $42,000, $43,000. And when I get there and they give me the price, do you think I just say, oh, that sounds good? No. Mother slides it over, she does. Puts a big X through it, like $22,000. I'm like, oh! She's retired with nothing better to do at the time. So she puts this thing in there and says, can we start here? And do you think the person gets up and says, no problem? No, they say what? I'm going to talk to the big boss. And they come back and say, hey, the big boss says we're losing money at $44,000, but at $43,900, we can move forward. And this banter goes back and forth. And that's what happens with objections. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to role model with someone and help you handle your toughest objections, and then share a couple things you can do today. This is the 3rd assignment you're going to get done today. First, you get an elevator speech. Then you have a system for handling referrals that should put money in your pocket. And then now we're going to talk about handling objections. That means you're so close, you're ready to get the sale, but you know, it's just not happening for you. Okay, who would like the role model of the toughest objection that you're getting? I'll be the salesperson, and you can be the person that doesn't want to buy. Anyone? Don't want to buy. Oh, you want to do that? Okay. So let's give, what's your name? I know you are. Let's give Kat the hand. Let's give Kat the hand. So I'm going to end the presentation. I'm going to say what? How do you what? Feel about what? Moving forward, right? And then she's going to give me an objection, right? And I'm going to handle the objection. We're going to have this discussion. So let's give it a shot. So you ready? Okay. So I'm going to say what? How do you what? Feel about moving forward. And then I'm silent. She says what? I need to think about it. So I say, is that your only concern? And she says, what? I need to look at my budget to see if it works. And I say, okay, thanks so much. Let me ask you a question. Other than needing to look at your budget, I'm sure there's some other concerns you might have. Would you like to share any other concerns with me? And she says, what?
Your product looks very good, but I'm not really sure if it works totally for my needs.
Okay, last question. Here's the last question I have. What would need to happen in order for you to work with our company? Let's give her a hand. We don't know what she's going to say. Let's give her a hand. We go on and on. Give her a hand. Go on. Good job. Who else would like to role model this real quick? Bring your toughest, now is your time. Bring your toughest objections to the table you're getting at the very end. Anyone else? It's okay. You're not really competing with anybody. Everybody's looking like, I want to, but I'm not sure. She's going to ask him up there and he's going to be versing on me. There's no trickery here. This is for you. Okay. Think about it. When would you rather practice? With Shay Brown, or when you're right on the edge of getting the deal? Right on the edge. I practice with someone else, by the way. You know, it's still okay to practice. Role playing still works. I believe face-to-face selling will never go out of style. You put in the time, I'm telling you, I'm going to give you the techniques in a minute. But you got to go do the work. You got to put the time in. I have a son, two sons, both in college, but he played the clarinet. And for early, I couldn't believe why he went to play the clarinet. I was a French horn player. He went to play the freaking clarinet. But anyway, he played the clarinet, but the only way for him to get better was to play the clarinet. And the time that he didn't practice, and we went to recitals, we could tell that he didn't practice. Same thing with anything else. So this is a good time to practice. So I'm going to get to the end and say what? How do you feel about what? Moving forward. Okay, so how do you feel about moving forward? And you say what?
Well, everybody's saying the same thing. I don't really trust, what's going on. That's why there's a problem in the market.
Everyone's saying the same thing. She doesn't trust what's going on. And I have to say, I got to say something. I got the hot potato. So I'll say this. Is that your only concern? And she says what?
No, my credit score may not be that good.
My credit score may not be that good. I got to say something, right? So I said, well, other than your credit score not being that good, I'm sure you have some other concerns. Would you like to share any other concerns with me? She says what?
I just lost my job.
Whoa! I just lost my job. You are not the right person. Keep away from it. Thank you very much for not wasting my time anymore. Let's give her a hand. gotta walk away from the deal. We all got one to say, but I gotta walk away from the deal. Let me give you 3 techniques that you can use right away immediately. And we teach several techniques. We teach hundreds of techniques. But the time that I have with you this afternoon, I wish I had more time, but the time that I have with you afternoon, let me give you 3 techniques that you can use immediately to help you in your business. Because the purpose of handling an objection, and you can jot this down in your notes, the purpose of handling an objection is not to overcome the objection. That's not the purpose of handling the objection. The purpose of handling the objection is just to keep the conversation going. That's it. It's not to persuade anyone, influence anyone. Unless you have a JD degree, I don't want you trying to show up and you pass the bar and all of a sudden trying to prove a case on why they should do something. That's not the intent. It's to keep the conversation going. You bring it back in the presentation. You bring benefits to life and you come back up. So I'm going to give you 3 techniques that you can use. Let me see if they put them in here. One. Oh, they put Jay-Z. This is when it comes down to, this is how the book got started. I had to slide up one time and Trevor loved it. But when you come to handle an objection, I want you to have some swagger. I mean, have you ever been with people when they're presenting? And I've been on thousands and thousands of sales presentations. And when they get to the end, they say, how do you feel about moving forward? The person says, I'm not sure if it's in my budget. You can see it in their body language. Their face is like, okay. But their body language is like, oh, God, we were so close. That's not going to be you. When you get to the very end, I don't want anything to change with your voice rate, your tonality. That's why I want you to know what you're going to say before you say it. I want you to know the techniques. And I'm going to share that with you. Because objections are nothing more but questions in disguise. That's all there really is. So here are 3 techniques. 3 techniques. Technique number 1 is a question technique. We're going to make it real easy for you. Trevor seen one of the things that are convenient. Some of you, if you handle objections, you're going to close more deals. It's going to just happen for you. You're that close. So here's the question technique. I'm going to give you one question. It's a simple question. This is my favorite. Of course, they're all my favorite. I wouldn't be up here today telling them to you. But here it is. Is that your only concern? No matter what they say, one technique you can use, you're going to layer these on top of each other, is that your only concern? You get to the end of the presentation, you say, how do you feel about moving forward? They say, I don't have the money. You can say what? Is that your only concern? You get to the end of the presentation, they say, I've got to think about this. You can say what? Is that your only concern? That's right. Then you could do that. If Lauren was up here, my 10-year-old niece was here, she could do that. My son, they don't even think about that anymore. They got other things on their mind. But she would pay $1, she would know that like inside and out. You can do that. Here's another technique. Now I want you to know what you're going to say. Don't wing it. Don't shoot from the hip. Don't try to be continuously, spontaneously brilliant. No sloppy thinking, as my mentor would say. It's too close. Here's the second one. And this is called the isolated technique. These are real techniques. I don't make these things up. This is what people are doing. Follow them around. Here it is. Here's the language pattern. You can put this in your notes. Other than blank, I'm sure you have some other concerns. Would you like to share any other concerns with me? So other than blank, I'm sure you have some other concerns. Would you like to share any other concerns with me? Because when would you want to know if they have any other concerns? Now? Or do you want to play around for another hour, 2 hours, follow up with them for another 2 weeks? No, let's just get this out in the front. Somebody says, I don't want to do that. Suppose they have 3 or 4 other concerns. Great! That's the best use of my time right now. Okay, so one technique is question other than blank, is that your only concern? The second one is isolated, other than blank, I'm sure you have some other concerns. And here's number 3, here's the third technique that you can use, and this is my favorite. This is the investigative technique. And here it is. What would need to happen in order for ... That's just a question, that's just an investigative technique you can have. There's probing questions and there's probing statements. This is fundamental stuff. But you guys get the fundamentals. I may see you at a future seminar. I may tell you a story. You may take this one idea, you implement it. It doesn't mean you get the deal, you have higher confidence, you have greater self-esteem, you go after larger accounts. And you land one account, and you close it, and that's money in your pocket. Here's one of the benefits of being here today. You have these ideas for the rest of your life. There's a lifetime benefit of you sitting here today, right now. You have these ideas for the rest of your life. Those are the 3 ideas you can use. So we got 3 things we can check off the box, right? Number 1, you have what? You have an elevator speech, right? So some of you are going to email that to me. Number 2 is you have at least a way to generate more referrals. And number 3 is you have techniques to handle objections. Now here's what I'd like for you to do for me. 2 things. Number 1, I'm going to give you my Facebook page. Now, you can all get your phones out, and if you make a comment, I'm going to share with you 10 techniques on objection handling. All you got to do is make a comment on the page. First, you got to like it. And just say what you enjoyed most about the Business Booster Bootcamp today. Here's my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Shay, that's my name, C-H-E Sales. I'm sorry, my last name. Shay Brown Sales. So C-H-E BROWN Sales, SLES. So if you have an iPhone or Android or a tablet or you're online now, just go to Shea Brown, CHEBROWN that's my email, Shea Brown Sales. CHE Brown Sales. So it's facebook.com/CHEBROW Sales, SALES. Now all I want you to do is put what you enjoyed most about the Boost Camp. Anything you enjoyed today at all, like it, then you gotta do that today. Don't do it tomorrow. Don't see me tomorrow, say, oh, she didn't have time. So I'm not gonna send you the other 7 to 12 techniques that I promise you. But if you do it tonight, you will have it in your email box tonight. You got to take action. The universe rewards people who take action differently than those that what? That don't. They absolutely don't. So I'm going to share a couple more ideas, and I'm going to wrap up, and I'm going to bring up the next person in a second. One thing I want to say: don't believe us. Listen to who? Our clients. Our clients. Listen to our clients. Cassandra Roach. You can see her video on our website, and she took the one idea. We had a call. We were on the phone right now with you live, and I shared some techniques for her. And she got on the call, and the very next time she was talking to a client, to see, well, you can't see the bottom, he has a block. But she closed the deal. And that one deal for her, she's a coach. It was a $400 deal. It's not $1 million. That was a year ago. She's still a client of mine. Think about it. You get one idea, you implement it, you have it for the rest of your life. Second person I just saw went out to the George Fraser Power Network just recently. She took an idea. Faye Fleming is her name. And she took one idea this month. $5,140 in her pocket. Talked about closing strategies. She got her closing script done and completed. An objection handling went out, and she emailed me. And it made a huge difference for her. Just up in New Jersey last month, a gentleman by the name of Dan Shriver. He might be listening right now.
He is online. He is watching.
Dan Shriver is live. He's here. People that make these stories up. Sometimes they make a decision. They say, Shay, you're going to tell my story. I was just up in New Jersey. Was I there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to make sure people don't make these stories up. He took me up on an idea. He's on the line now. We got his appointment setting script done. Got it completed. Went in to get a referral script. And one of the people, I'm not going to mention the person's name, BID, is releasing all the information he needs. He's a real estate agent doing leasing and commercial. And he wrote me this email. And it's just, I was like, whoa, not about Shea Brown. But it made a huge difference. And some of the folks in here, I've had those type of conversations. And then I will show your picture. Sometimes they want me to show it. I'll show you a picture next time. I made that promise. And it's possible I may tell your story. So here's what I want you to do. There's 3 things that you can leave here. Number 1 is just write your elevator speech and get it done. Do you know how? And what I do is send it to me. Number 2, make a commitment that you're going to go out and you're going to ask for referrals systematically in the month of October. If you have a goal for the number of referrals you're going to generate, you might have heard about goal setting, know about goal setting, you just haven't done it. Put a goal right now for the number of referrals you're going to generate yourself this month. I don't care if it's 1, 2, or 5, put a number down. And I close with a few final comments that I'm going to close with you now. Once you have that goal, once you get something done, do small things well and do what? Get big results. Do small things well and get big results. Willie Jolly was just here recently, a motivational speaker, and one of the things he says all the time made a huge difference to me is what? The best is what? Yes. Say it a little more energy. The best is yet? Yes. One more time. The best is what? Yes. Absolutely. And I believe today could be a deal breaker for you. It could be the difference. Oprah says focus on being better than where you are today. And I close with just 2 last ones. Randall Pinkman. Even if you don't even watch the show The Apprentice, he's just a bang. I mean, this guy is super. I mean, I saw him at Teresa Rao's event. He was there. He was talking. And one of the things he did is he shared one of the reasons he's successful. And put this down in your notes. He said, managing time. He said, managing time. He said, I prioritize my time, I protect my time, and I prioritize my time. And it made a huge difference for me. And because of that, one of my gifts to you on Sunday night at 9 a.m., we're doing a webinar. I'm doing a special time management webinar for only folks at the Business Booster Bootcamp. Now, how do you get that? Trevor's going to send you the link, or you're going to give me your card today before I leave, and you will get the link to go online to get the webinar. It's my gift. There's no charge to you, and you can even get the audio and video of that. That's my gift to you. And then Wildly Famous Amos says, turn lemons into what? Lemonade, right? Incredible, incredible story. I had to put her up here twice, by the way, because she's doing some wonderful stuff. I don't care what they say about other people. She's doing some wonderful stuff. I love this guy, Kobe. And I close with these 2 comments. I've closed a number of my seminars in my last, I think I got 2 minutes left, but in my last 2 or 3 minutes. But I close a number of seminars this way, and it really means a lot to me. Jim Rohn is no longer with us. Some of you may have heard the name Jim Rohn. If you don't, go Google him. He's no longer with us. But he would say 2 things that have a profound impact on my business as one of the mantras we live for. 2 things. Number 1 is don't wish it was easier, wish you were what? Better. Wish you were better. That's right. Number 2, don't wish for less problems, wish for what? More skills. More skills, that's right. You guys are awesome. You're incredible. You showed up today. Only winners are here today. I believe you're going to make a huge difference in your business. I appreciate the opportunity to share a few minutes with you today. I'll be here this evening. I'll be here tomorrow. We're going to have an awesome time. Make it a great day, everyone. And thank you for being here. We'll make good things happen. We connect again next time. I turn it over to...
Don't turn it over just yet. The online audience is like, stop leaving us out, Shay. So we're gonna have a little special session just for them.
It is always a pleasure. It is always a pleasure.
Just 1 second. We're just gonna get them pulled up real quick.
I'm gonna answer any questions. Any questions? Anyone have any questions? No. Oh, good. Oh, there's always one. Yes. What is your question? You can join the online audience. Just key it in. Trevor's going to get it.
Okay.
What is your question? I'm going to get one here. Get one here, one there. One there, one there. Quick.
It's a question. Do you ever feel that depending on your industry, sometimes it's not always in your best interest to try to close on the dot, to offer time for the potential customer to think it over and then tell them when you'll follow back up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It all depends on your sales cycle. I wasn't saying that you're going to close every deal. It's not a... People don't have one call closes. That means you don't show up and say, okay, buy from me today. Some people say 1 call close, 2 call close, 3 call close. But this much I would say, believe in your mission, your goals, and your objectives. So if your sales cycle is 3 to 4 closes, that's what it is. And you just take your time and walk them through what I call a very sales logical argument until you get to the end. Yes, online, we are here.
Okay, so first of all, Shay, we're going to have a little bit of audience participation. Shay, they didn't get a chance to play the what do you do game. So Amy Richardson is first up, and you're going to get the audience to ask what do you do on the count of 3, and then I'm going to be Amy today.
Wow,
Amy
this is my
Richardson.
first time doing this. This is great.
Amy,
we're always learning. We're growing. Okay, so on the count of 3, we're going to say what do you do? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, what do you do? Woo!
All right. Amy says, do you know how people are stressed and concerned about affordable health care?
Yes.
What I do is teach people how to save money on their health care benefits. That's Amy Richardson, Rich Before 30 Pittman. Let's give her a round of applause. Okay.
That was good. Right. Good job, Amy. You rock.
Right. She didn't get a chance to see that. You want to tell her that again?
Amy, you are amazing.
She can use that for her online.
You are testimonial. First of all, you showed up, so you're crazy. You're here with us. You're here with us.
Number 2, Shay, we have Cynthia Barons.
She's back.
Okay, she is ready. So on the
count of 3.
On your count.
1, 2, 3. What do you do?
Do you know how business owners worry about the cost of advertising and paying organizations like the Better Business Bureau?
Yes.
I provide services for 1 low fee. I do the same thing.
Wow, that was good. Let's give her a hand. That was really good. You guys are online. You typed it up. You got it down. We got one more question. Was that good or what? And the way you know it was good because they said what? Yes. They know what the problem is. That's why you want people will pay today if you have a what? Solve a problem today. You're in the problem-solving business. You don't have to sell anything.
Okay.
People solve problems all day. Yes.
All right. And on your account. By the way, this is Lorraine Brown Watkins.
Okay, let's give her a 1, 2, 3. What do you do?
Do you know people who need to be as sharp as you are and are interested in working from home part-time?
Yes.
What I do is help you set up your home-based business and become more profitable and get into advertising.
Let's give her a hand. Good job. Good job. If you email it to me, I know you got it on the phone call. If you email anyone online, email it to me by Monday. By what time? 12. By noon. Don't email me after noon, but I will review every single one that comes in starting tonight. That's my promise. That's my pledge. That's what we're going to do. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I'm going to be here all evening. I'll be here the rest of the day. We're really excited. Why don't we give Trevor a hand for just having the vision? Let's give Trevor a hand for just having the vision, having the foresight, bringing everyone together. Not only doing it here, but doing it online as well. He does it better than anyone else I know out there right now. Trevor, the floor is back to you. Let's give Trevor a hand one more time. Let's bring him up. We bring up the last speaker. She's in the back. She's ready. She's jumping around. She's like, oh! I'm done now.
All right.
And look, the clock dies, but I know I'm over there.
All right, let's give Shay another round of applause. Nothing can be more important than knowing what to say. sometimes you guys, you're flopping, and, you want to be scripted. So part of the book that Shay wrote is all about what should you say. So that Sales Swagger book is going to be available. By the way, Shay, I want to do something. I know that
it's free, but it comes with a signature. That's $19.95. It comes with autographed signature. That's all you can get it.
Now, I know that you only have about 30 or so books here, but my question is for my online audience, I want to make sure we don't neglect them. Is there a website that they may be able to go to get the book?
Now I'll come back. Right? The website for all my new friends that are out there, for all my friends out there today, the website is www.salesswaggerbook.com. Again, www.salesswaggerbook.com. When you order it, just put in boot camp, and my promise to you is that I'll sign every single one of them myself. I will make that commitment.
So one of the things I can tell you about that book, I got a chance to preview and I got a chance to work with Shay on getting that book together. I can tell you that, hey, it's in there. If you're ever feeling down, you need to know what to say, pick up the Sales Swagger book. This is what I had one of the first copies. I keep the book right inside my briefcase before I go meet with any clients. I just turn to one of the pages and I'm like, what do you do? And I always remember, is that your only concern? Things like that are in the book. Listen, get the book. This is a must-have book. So, we have done something special. This is the first time that we've actually ever had this speaker on the Business Boot Camp Forum, or the Business Boot Camp floor. And one of the reasons that we brought this young lady on is because she was churning out best-selling authors on Amazon like it was going outside. And I mean, we had to beg her. We said, "You sure you ain't got a space?" She said, "Come on, see if I can squeeze it in." Every time I started saying, "Have you squeezed this? Have you squeezed this in just yet?" And so I called her up. What was it, Thursday? And I said, "Hey, can't you just squeeze us in for at least 1 hour?" She said, "Well, Trevor, I can't get there till a little less." I said, "That's okay. I'll take whatever time you will give us." We got some people in this room that want to become bestsellers. By the way, if you don't have a book, don't worry about it. We're going to help you get a book. That's one of the things that we're going to be teaching in some of our other sessions. It's one of the things that I coach people on. And in fact, we have 7 authors that we have helped get their books out in less than 4 weeks, right? Thus far, and we already had 2 that are Amazon bestsellers. As a matter of fact, Shay, how long did we take, Shay?
About 3.5 weeks.
Woo, 3.5 weeks, so it can happen. So, this lady, after you get your book out, she is going to help you become an Amazon bestseller. I'm telling you right now, put your thinking caps on, cut your Evernote on, get your pen out. How many of y'all know if you become a bestseller on Amazon, how many of y'all know that's great for your brain? Great for your brain. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to hold that question. Well, we'll get to you at the end. But right now, what I want you guys to do is I want you to stand to your feet and give a warm round of applause to Melody Bonita.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. I'm just appreciative and grateful to be here. Thank you, Trevor, for giving me the opportunity. And I'm telling you, I'm super excited. We learned some phenomenal information on this afternoon. And I'm just going to ask you a few questions before I get started. How many of you have ever had a vision for a book or have a book in you? And how many of you want that book to be an Amazon bestseller? All right. Well, I'm working with the right people, and I'm really excited because I'm going to share a little bit about my story, if you don't mind, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Well, in February of 2011, God gave me a vision for a book. How many of you had a vision for something or had it in you and it took you months, weeks, even years before you got started? Wow. Well, I'm going to tell you, when God gave me the vision for the book in February of 2011, I got started the next day. So that means you can do it too. And I'm sharing this story for a reason, because I find too many business owners, too many authors get information and then they hold on to it. But I don't want that to be your story any longer, because you can do it, like you said, in 30 days. You could be a bestseller tomorrow if you want. You don't have to wait, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. But, and so what happened was, God gave me the vision. I started the very next day. The book was done in less than 30 days. Yeah, it was done in 30 days.
Woo! 30 days, I'll give you a round of applause on that.
So, I mean, it can be done. And, you know, I hear too many people say, oh, well, that thing was about 5 years. And I'm like, what? No, you need to get it out because, number one, whatever you have in you is not for you, and it's not about you. It's for somebody else. And so that's why we have to get out what we have in us. So God gave me the vision for the book. I started the next day. It was done in 30 days. He told me when he gave me the vision it was going to be a bestseller. But that didn't mean I had to sit by the side. I had to get the work because faith without work is dead. So I had to research. I did some studying. I found out what I needed to do to become a bestseller. Well, I started marketing the book in April. August the 5th, my book was released, and the very first day, it was a #1 Amazon bestseller. The first day, the ebook was released. The only reason why it took so long to come out is one, because my book cover was not completed, and I'm gonna talk a little bit later about your book cover. Number two, you know, waiting on editing and some other things, but the major thing was the book cover, and that's one of the reasons why it took so long. So I'm here to tell you again, you can do it too. So we're gonna talk about some of the 3 things that we're going to talk about becoming an Amazon bestseller benefits. There's benefits that come along with anything you do. I'm just going to highlight a few of them because we talked a little bit about, you know, he talked about what broke me earlier. You want to brand yourself. When you brand yourself as something, when you brand yourself as a best-selling author, how many of y'all know that's going to give you more credibility for your business? How many of you, just like you said earlier, a book is your business card. So you want to have a book and then you want to brand yourself and you want to say, I'm an Amazon best-selling author. And that gives you more credibility. So that's a title you own forever. It creates a buzz. It creates momentum. I mean, you have more people say, oh, you know, I want to learn how to do that too. Or, oh, how did you do that? And it creates, and people will be coming to you as the expert. How many of you want to be the expert in your field? That's all? Really? Okay. Okay. You two online, I know some of y'all want to be the experts too. So you want to make sure that you create a buzz in your industry. You want to create momentum for what you're doing. It leads to publicity, a host of radio interviews. When I became an Amazon best-selling author, I would get people interview after interview. People would contact me. People would, and like Keisha was talking about earlier on Twitter, how Twitter works for the media. I had so many people from Twitter even contact me about being on their radio shows, about being on their TV shows. So it creates more leads to publicity. So you want to get more publicity. How many of you in here want to get more publicity? Okay, because you want to have more airtime for your book. I mean, for your, not just for your book, but for your business. Sells more books, makes more money. Get paid more for speaking engagements because you have a title in addition to just being an author. Now you're a best-selling author. So now you could do what? Increase your prices on your speaking engagement. How many people in here are speakers? Okay, absolutely. Well, how many of you want to get paid more for your speaking?
Here. Okay. I'm charging more money tomorrow.
Absolutely. So because you have now this title of being an Amazon best-selling author, you can get paid more for speaker, but you have to have the confidence, you know how to market yourself as being an Amazon best-selling author. More exposure, produce more products and services just from being a best-selling author, bigger advances from other books, and I mean, more people coming to your website to subscribe to your email list, and how many you know your list is money. More movers and shakers will gravitate to you. I will tell you, since I've become an Amazon best-selling author, I have more experts, more movers and shakers, more people that, let me ask you this question. Have you ever just met somebody and you saw them speak, or you saw information about their business and you said, I want to get to know them? A lot of people have that. Well now, because I have this title, people are saying they want to get to know me. They're not saying, I don't have to say no longer, well, I want to get to know that person. So movers and shakers will start to gravitate to you because you have this title, because they think you're the industry expert, because you are now an Amazon best-selling author. And it's really, I'm going to go over, those are some of the benefits that we talked about. The next thing we're going to do is talk about the agenda, the 3 basic things that we're going to talk about today. The first thing we're going to talk about is just basic. I mean, I know we're all business owners, and I know some of us have been doing networking and some things for a while, but it's some basic networking and marketing skills we're going to talk about. And I'm not going to go too deep into no social media for training for authors, because Keisha did an excellent job in that social media training. And I'm telling you, that was just phenomenal. She actually taught some of the things I was going to go over, so we're going to briefly just touch on a few things with that. And understanding Amazon. Amazon is a very unique website, and you want to really, really understand it so that you can maximize being that bestseller. So we're going to go a little bit understanding some of the things on Amazon that you want to look for the next time you go. And you want to also, we're going to talk about being a best-selling author. Y'all excited? Yeah! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started with some of these basic marketing and networking skills so that we can move forward. One of the things we're going to talk about is presentation and branding. Again, that B is huge. You want to have, number one, a professional book cover. If you already have a book and your cover is not professional, get it redone. Yes, I said it. Get it redone, second edition, whatever you have to do, but you want it to be professional. Everything you do, it needs to be professional. You have, I want you to raise your hand, be honest. How many of you have seen a book and it looked like it was homemade? How many? No, seriously. It looked like it had a homemade cover. It looked like your child could have did a better job on doing the cover on that book in PowerPoint. You don't want people to say that about your book. So you want a professional cover, and that's just basic. Basic branding stuff. You want to have a professional photo shoot. How many people have seen people on their websites or their business cards or even in the back of their book, photo shoots that look like they were taken in their car? You want a professional photo shoot? No, I'm serious. This is basic stuff, but you want to have a professional photo shoot. You want to have because presentation, and you know, people say some things, but really what you see first is what people think. They look at what you see, even though we want people to look at our hearts and we want people to know the information we have, and you know, we have all this great stuff, but the first thing people are going to see is you. First thing people are going to see is your brand. The first thing people are going to see is your marketing material. So you want your marketing material to be prepared. And this is just basic stuff. And like I said, and I'm going to show you how it plays into being a best-selling author, because I talk to a lot of people and they're looking at these things when you're sharing your information. An electronic press kit is easy. Once you start getting known and people want to request you to be on the radio shows, what he talked about earlier, convenience. You want to do something that's convenient. You don't want to have to keep sending people information about, you know, send me your photo shoots, you know, send me your headshot, send me your bio. If you have an electronic press kit like this, this is a free
If it's free, it's for me.
Free, and all you have to do is send them your link to your electronic press kit, and they can pull your bio. They can pull your photograph. They can pull all that information. And so that's basic. We want to do things that's convenient because we don't have time to be spending on things. We need to be spending our time making money and connecting with the people we need to be connecting with, right?
All right now.
Absolutely. So make sure you get your free electronic press kit, because next time somebody call you and say, I want you to be on my radio show, can you send me your bio, and can you send me your, you can have a link to that on your website. Say, well, you know what, you can get my, go to my link for my professional, you know, my electronic press kit. You can get my bio. You can pull my bio and a PDF off of there, and you can pull my photo and everything you need right from that electronic press kit. A WordPress site. I'm going to say the recommendation, we could, I just put that because sometimes in my workshops I get a lot of people ask, but we're going to go ahead and, you know, not think about that name that's up there right now, and we can go ahead and refer Keisha.
Keisha Lewis, you see the banner right out there?
For the WordPress website, but again, she already talked about that stuff, but again, it's basic, but it's real and it's serious, and you got to have, there you go, Keisha! WordPress, you got to have a WordPress site, like I said, and I'm just teaching y'all how to be an author, but this is basic stuff. And so, in addition to what she said, you got to have a WordPress site. Attire. This is the fun part. I love this. Now, how many of you have a hard time in here? How many of you already have a book in here? Okay, you that have a book. How do you have a hard time sharing your book?
I
Okay. What happened?
I took out magazine aids.
Okay. Okay. Over here, you said you have a book. When was the last time you shared information about your book?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Okay. Now, I'm going to show y'all a very, 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 very easy way about sharing information about your book. I'm going to ask one other question. How many people in here remember giving me a compliment today? Okay. Men and women, you saw your hands go up. Easy way to share information about your book. If you're an author, and because you all are going to be authors soon because your book is your what?
Business card.
Absolutely. So because you have a book, you want to share your book every single day. Every day. A day should not go by that you're not sharing your book. And the easy way to do it is basic, to wear something that pops. I got compliments today on my suit, on my shoes, and I didn't bring my purse up here, but on my purse. I probably got about 20 on my purse alone. And I'm telling you, yeah, sure. But I'm telling you, that's something you want to do. And so I'm going to give, I want to need a volunteer to come up. Volunteer, come on up. Thank you, Diane. That's perfect because you already have a book. Absolutely. Okay, Diane, I want you to do something. Okay. I want you to give me a compliment.
I love your shoes.
Thank you, Diane. I really appreciate it, girl. That is a nice shirt you have on too. Do you mind if I give you my bookmark for my book?
Oh, thank you. This is beautiful. Wow.
Thank you.
This is you?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I thank you. And if you get a chance, you have a Kindle?
Yes, I do.
Do you? Well, on the Kindle, it's only $2.99 for either one of them. You could go to download it, just get more information about it.
Wow, that's so exciting. What's it about?
Okay, great. Well, my first book, Daily Dose of Determination, it helps people get more determined, dedicated, and driven to achieve their dreams and destiny. Do you think you need to be more determined today?
I do.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, it was great meeting you, Diane. Make sure you share that information with your friends and family, and you have a blessed day.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. You want to give me a hug? You don't even know me. You see? Y'all see how simple that is? So you're not going to go 2 weeks without sharing your book anymore, right? Right. You're going to say, but you want to wear something that I don't care what it is. It could be a piece of jewelry that costs $10. It could be, for men, a tie. It could be shoes, a purse, something, because when you wear something, that's like an open door. But if you don't have anything on and no one compliments you, you can compliment them, and that's still an open door. You usually see something on people that you can compliment. So you definitely want to do that. And also, have your hands back. People look at your hands, your toes. If you're going to have open toe shoes, have on. Basic stuff. This is just basic stuff to share information. And again, you don't want to ever go 2 weeks, 3 weeks without sharing your book. Every single day when you have a book, you should be sharing your book. We already talked about that. Another basic networking tip is putting your signature block on your emails and having autoresponders. That's just a sample of my signature block, but basic. It has the link to my book in it. So most of the time when people see that, they're going to click on those links. I mean, some people that don't have time, they may not, but I've had so many more sales for my ebook just by having that link in my signature block and having an autoresponder that says, hey, while you're waiting for me to get back to you, go check out my book. It's simple. Is that something simple? You can share more of your books? Right. Get off the phone. This is something huge. Getting off the phone is, how many of you, when you go to stores, you at the grocery store, you at the gas station, smiling over here because she know that's you. You always on the phone, aren't you? Okay, raise your hand.
We got it all on camera. We got it all on camera.
Yeah, she's turning red. Y'all should see her. And it's too funny because that's huge. And some of the people that's in the room that talk to me on the phone, they know when I'm getting out the car, I say I'm going to have to call you back because I'm going into a public place, because you're missing an opportunity. You could be missing out on that $1 million deal by talking to somebody on the phone that you already know that's not even giving you their business. How about that? So you want to, while you're in public places, get off the phone so you can meet new people, give the people compliments, and people can compliment you, and you can really interact with people, because you should be sharing, really, if you have a book, and then it's for your business too, no more than 10, if you're full-time, no less than 10 people a day. You go places, public places, and people are not getting the information about your book and on your business. And so maximize your time. We talked about that, your resources. Trevor talked a lot about that with, using, outsourcing, using Fiverr and things like that. And just maximizing your time, but getting off the phone is huge. And I'm not even going to talk about a QR code, because the thing that Eric talked about with the bump thing was so much better, that would save so much time by getting contacts. So I'm going to have to change this slide for that. And the bump thing. Thanks, Eric. And this is basically, we already did an example of this, looking in the eye, compliment them. Listen, and he talked about the elevator speech, but you want to have a quick 30-second one, because when I found out was when I told people I had a book coming out, the first thing they was like was, what is it about? What is it about? What is it about? And if you're stumbling and fumbling and don't know what your own book is about, they're not going to buy your book. You need to be confident, and you need to have something real quick and concise to say about what your book is about. And so that's when you want to have, and like again, Shay already showed you how to do an elevator pitch, so we're not even going to go over that. But there's fortune in a follow-up. I've had people say, oh, I'm going to buy 15 of your books for Christmas, and call me on December the 1st. You think I didn't put a reminder on my phone and call them? Don't miss out on opportunities because you don't follow up with people. Follow up with the people that say they want your services. Promote, promote, promote. You should be promoting. A lot of people don't feel like they should be promoting themselves, and that's why I found one of the biggest, when I ask people why don't they promote their book, they say because they don't, feel comfortable promoting themselves. But faith without works is dead. So you really need to be promoting yourself. Matter of fact, does anybody know who this gentleman is, Jack Canfield? Well, Jack Canfield is a best-selling author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, and he says having a book and not promoting it is like having a baby and leaving it on somebody's doorstep. Wow, that really hurt, didn't it? But that's the same with your business. Having a business and not sharing and not promoting it, but having a book, because people write books and they don't share and they don't tell anyone. But I'm here to tell you, you're going to share your book when your book comes out if you haven't. And the ones that already have books that raise your hand, you're going to start sharing it more, right? Right. I didn't hear enough people say that, right? All right. And a closed mouth does not get fed. And somebody say, well, what I contribute to your success? I tell everybody, lottie-dottie, everybody that's going to be coming in contact with you about your book. Radio shows, book signing and expos, monthly newsletters, YouTube videos, all of those things really help. And again, when you are named a best-selling author, you're going to get those radio shows. Book signing and expos, I gave a link for that, but you could just Google book signing and expos in whatever state you want to be in. Do that. Monthly newsletters, whatever you're sending out, whether you're using Aweber, Constant Contact, whatever, build your list constantly, but you want to be sending out, and I send them out more than once a month if you're on my list, but you definitely want to send out updates and news and information to be sharing, just basic stuff. YouTube video, you want to have a video presence. That gives you more credibility also. And I've sold a lot of books just from people coming and watching my YouTube channel and some of the videos, my motivating videos on YouTube. And again, I share those videos on Twitter, share them on Facebook, and that's how people get the information. And we already had that Facebook class. Avoid thinking, I'll wait till my book comes out. So those of you in here that don't have a book out yet, don't wait. Like I said, my book wasn't released until August. I started promoting my book in April. So many people knew about my book before it came out that they said, well, when I started seeing people, they're like, well, when is it coming out again? When is it coming out again? Well, is your book out yet? Because I shared it with so many people before my book came out. So don't wait. Put a date on it. Put a date, a release date, and hold fast to that release date. And when that release date, so it's like you're already setting the atmosphere. You're already saying, hey, it's coming, it's coming. And so people are going to be waiting for you with expectation. How many of y'all want people waiting for you with expectation? You want them already hungry for what you have, right? Right. Okay. this was just talking about basically for social media training, having on your website, and I can't remember what she talked about, but having that Facebook, Twitter, YouTube link right there on your website when people come to it, they don't have to look for it, that they can just click on it and like your page or follow you on Twitter. Make all of your pages consistent. To me, that's a part of branding. That's something I do. Everything, my Facebook, Twitter, YouTube is to say Daily Dose Coach. And of course, when we did our Instagram today, you know, I made that Daily Dose Coach too. So you want to make everything consistent because you want people to know who you are by that brand. And she talked about the fan page and the Twitter page, and she talked about how to respond. So a lot of that stuff. And when I put the law of sowing and reaping, she talked about that earlier. If you like somebody, if you follow somebody, they're going to follow you back. So when I call it the law of reaping and sowing, always responding to your fans. Like I said, we're going to go through this quickly because she talked about those things already. And she talked about scheduling your tweets and all that stuff. Look for book club. This is another way authors should really use Facebook. And a lot of authors don't do it that way. There are so many book clubs on Facebook. It is ridiculous. Whatever your genre is, there's Christian book clubs, there's urban book clubs, there's business book clubs. You start looking for those book clubs and share your book in those book clubs, and you have a captive audience for your books. So that is huge, what you want to do. You want to become a part of groups. There's a lot of author marketing groups that give hints and tips about how they help you out. They tweet your books for you. How many of you want other people tweeting your book? Thousands of people tweeting your book to their thousands of fans or people, their thousands of followers. You can do that, but you got to interact with those people. And in those author groups, they do that. They interact. They will work with you. All you got to do is tell them what tweets you want to do, and they will tweet it for you. So that's another thing. Those are 3 groups that I found very, very, very impactful and powerful that have helped me. And like I say, they'll post and they'll even do reviews for you. And book reviews are huge. So you want to make sure when your book come out, you want to always ask for getting the reviews, because people will make a decision to buy your book or not buy your book by having the reviews. Your authors page. Now, this is where we get into understanding Amazon. This is the meat of the meat. So I want y'all to pay close attention to this portion of the presentation, because you really, really want to start understanding Amazon. How many of you ever seen an author's page on Amazon? Wow, 3 people. Okay, and see, that's why you want to, if you're on, your computer online now, go to Amazon, because there's a tool that a lot of authors are not using that will make a huge difference in being an author. And it's like almost having your own free website on Amazon, but it just gives you more exposure, because if you're an author and people click on your book and they click on where your name is, it can go to like another whole page. It has your picture, it has your book trailer, it has your bio. I mean, you can put all kinds, you can even put events on there, calendar of events. It's huge. And so a lot of people aren't utilizing that, but you set it up for free. How many are like free? Free.
It's for me, it's for me, it's for me.
It's free, it's for me. So those are things you want to make sure you have set up. You want to make sure, there's a like button. People know about the like button on Facebook, but how many of y'all know about the like button on Amazon? Wow.
You know about that one? You know about that one, Keisha? I ain't know about that one either.
There's a like button on Amazon. When your book is on Amazon, you want to have people to like your book. You have 3 options. A like button on your paperback book page, a like button on your ebook page, and a like button on your author's page. Ask them to like all of them. The more likes you have, the more reputable you are. People look at that stuff, so you want to make sure you ask people to like your book. The look inside feature, I'm sure most of you have seen that, right? Right, and so you want to make sure that's right, because a lot of people put their books up and their look inside feature is not right. Price point is huge. This is, when you become an Amazon bestseller, you want to make sure your book is priced right, because there are things that Amazon has that a lot of people don't know. So if you have an ebook on Amazon, how many of you in here are already authors again? How many of you are authors and have ebooks? Nobody, none of you have ebooks? If you don't have an ebook, you are missing out on a huge market. Do you know more people download books than they buy paper books? I mean, like an 80-20. So more than 80% of the people are purchasing ebooks now. So you're missing out on a huge market. They're downloading on their phone, on their iPad, on their computer. So you want to have an ebook, and you can upload your ebook and have it on Amazon and up and running quickly. So you want to make sure you have that ebook. But for Amazon, what they do for the Kindle on the ebook, if your book is anywhere from $2.99 to $9.99, Amazon gives you 70% royalties. Right. Yes. But if your book is anything below $2.99 or anything above $9.99, they only give you 35%. Do you want the 35% or do you want the 70%? Absolutely. So you see why price point is here?
Whoa, I did not know that.
Most people don't know
Shay changed the price of the book immediately.
Most people don't know these things, and that's why. But I'm telling you, I studied Amazon.
Can you say that one more time for our listening audience?
Absolutely, I can say that one more time. If your book is priced between your ebook is priced between $2.99 and $9.99, Amazon will give you 70% royalties. If your book is priced below $2.99, so if you're trying to sell a 99-cent book, or if your ebook is priced above $9.99, which is $12.50, and really, if you're not like a T.D. Jakes or Joyce Myers or Joel Osteen, you really shouldn't be pricing an ebook for $15 anyway. But we're going to talk about that later. But really, so that's why the price point is so huge, because number one, you want to make sure you get the 70%. And number two, you want to make sure you're not overpricing it, because you want to look at your competitors in your market. And like I said, if you're not, most people are, the average book price is between $4.99, I would say $3.99 to $5.99. So on average, that's what you should be pricing your book. I wouldn't price an ebook more than $5.99. Now, a year from now, when I become like a Joyce Myers or T.D. Jakes, then you can increase your. But even then, when you go start looking at the prices of books and what they're charging for ebooks, and really ebooks, you don't pay anything for those. So, like for most self-published authors, you have to pay for your paperback books. But ebooks, you're not paying anything. So to sell it for $5.99 and you're making 70% of your profits is still pretty decent. So you want to, just use wisdom. And I'm not trying to say anybody's greedy, but just don't, really don't be greedy, but really use wisdom when you're pricing your book. And I'm not telling you what to price it, but just research and, make sure that price point, because that's going to make a difference. Because after, and I'm going to share with you one of the techniques of becoming a bestseller, after you have that promotion, you still want to sell more paperbacks, but if your book is too high, ebook, but if your book is too high, it's going to be harder to sell those books. So you want to understand the Amazon bestsellers ranking. I've told people their book was on the Amazon bestsellers list. They didn't even know where to find it or how to look for it. So one of the things, and then my live one day intensive, I actually go through Amazon and show you where each thing is, but for the sake of time today, I don't actually have time to do that. But you want to familiarize yourself and know where the Amazon ranking is. So when you become a bestseller, you can know what number your book is, right? Customer reviews, again, is huge. You want to have a minimum of 5. I usually tell people always have more than 10. Those are the major factors when you're becoming an Amazon best-selling author, to make sure these things are in order. Tags. You want to make sure your book is tagged right, in the right category, in the right subject. You can get up to 7 tags. So when you're thinking about, and tagging is almost just like even when you have, a website to do like the SEO, search engine optimization, you want to make sure you just have the right tags, because when people put in a book, what is your book about, Diane?
Knitting, machine knitting.
Machine knitting. So if somebody types in knitting.
That's interesting.
Right, very interesting. Thank you. Right, do you remember what category your book is on Amazon?
It was before Amazon. I wrote it 25 years ago.
Okay, so your book is not on Amazon?
No. But
okay.
It will be after talking to you.
Tip number 1. She said it will be after talking to you. Tip number 1, if you have a book, if you want to be an Amazon bestseller, guess what? Your book has to be on Amazon. Okay? So, absolutely, your book has to be on Amazon in order to be a bestseller. So if you raise your hand and said you want to be a bestseller, your book has to be on Amazon. But tag, and then your categories. You want to make sure your book is in the right category. That is huge again, because categories, some books have thousands of books in the categories. Some books categories only have hundreds of books. Depending on what book your category is, that can make the difference in you making the list or not. Because the link I have here, you can look and it'll tell you like how many books are in each category. And so you want to make sure you don't have your book in a general category, and maybe you can scale it down. So an example for like Diane's book, it may be arts and crafts, and then after arts and crafts, it may be another subcategory, then it may be another. But if she only put it in arts and crafts and don't go down to knitting, she could be missing out on a huge opportunity, and her books will be categorized with thousands of books instead of hundreds of books. And so she will be less likely to be on the Amazon bestseller list because she's missing out on that category.
How many categories can you put your book?
You have 2. Yes, that's why you want to use it wisely. They give you 2, your ebook, they give you 2 options, but you can, again, scale it down to subcategories. So just make sure you're choosing those subcategories very wisely, okay? Understanding, we're going to understand Amazon Advantage, become an Amazon affiliate. She talked about that earlier. Don't leave money on the table. As an author, you don't want to leave money on the table. You can put the Amazon affiliate links on the website and get paid for those links. These are ebooks. People click on it and you get paid again for those books. So that's something that's huge, the Amazon affiliate. So you want to look on Amazon at the bottom and do that too. Understanding the Kindle Direct Publishing. Kindle Direct Publishing is actually where you go to upload your ebooks. And again, people say, well, I don't have the funds, I don't have the finances, I don't have all these excuses of why they haven't published their book. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's no excuses, because Kindle Direct Publishing made it simple for everyone. You could have your ebook up and running and loaded. You don't even have to get an ISBN number. They actually assign you a number.
Whoa, they give you a number.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Woo,
saying.
that's a big deal.
You don't have to even, people say, oh, I have to do this and that. You get a $35 copyright from copyright.gov, and you get that book, you get a good editor, and you get a good cover, and you load that baby up to Kindle Direct Publishing. Yes,
we do have a question. What is an ISBN number? For those people, new authors in the room.
Okay, great. Well, our ISBN number is the number, and this is one of the reasons why I bought. Have y'all seen the number like on the back of the book, the barcode? Well, the ISBN number is like your identification number. It's your book. Every book has its own identification number. And so ISBN number is something you usually have to register for a book. Or if you have a publisher, they usually register that ISBN number, but each book has its own number for that. Now, did you have a question also?
Yes, what is the cost for to publish a book through Kindle?
It's free. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying.
And it's for me.
Free.
And
It's
you
for
too.
me. It's absolutely free. They take their 30% and you get 70%, but it's free. But you want to, and some things you have to make sure it's, you want to make sure it's formatted properly. Again, you want to make sure it's edited, because it's not the easiest tool to upload, to. And so, there's people that do Kindle formatting for books, and but that's something that can be done. But it's free to actually publish on Kindle. So Amazon don't charge you for that. That's why I say Amazon, the Kindle, the ebooks have leveled the playing field for anyone who has a book that wants to publish a book. It really doesn't take long, and you can have that book uploaded to Kindle. And they have reports showing you how many books you have downloaded, how many books you've sold. They have the KDP Select program, which we're going to talk about. And since we're on here, we're going to go ahead and talk about that. That's one. So there's several strategies that you can use to become a bestseller. That's one of the strategies. Now, people think this strategy is an easy strategy. It's not necessarily the easiest one, because you still have to collaborate and work as a team and do some other things. But for the Kindle Select, it's called KDP Select. It's a program Amazon started in January of this year. And I'm telling you, that program has changed people's lives. And Kindle Direct Publishing Select is when a person that can become a part of the KDP Select program. They can borrow your books. Now, if they borrow your book, if you're a part of that Kindle Direct, your ebook, if they become a part of that Select program, when they borrow your book, guess what? Amazon still pay you.
What? What you said?
When they borrow your book, Amazon still pay you. So what happens is Amazon actually has people pay them on an annual basis to become a part of this program. So basically, because they paid yearly, they already paid for the book. And they could borrow like 1 book a month. So if they borrow your book, so once you become a part of that program, it'll say Kindle Select people get your book for free. So they can borrow it, but you still get paid when they borrow the book. Now, no, it's a different percentage, but it fluctuates every month. But Amazon sends out like a report, and they'll tell you how much they'll give you. You know, some months it's like $2.70. Sometimes it just depends. Right. But they have a pool of money, and I don't know if you ever seen reports on this, but I get reports all the time because I do this. So they have a pool of money that they pull from and say, okay, well this month our authors are going to get this percentage of what our sales are going to be, but you will get paid from the borrowed books. And that's in the reports also telling you how many people have borrowed your book from the KDP Select program. Now the third part right here, this free promotion day, if you're a part of KDP Select, within a 90-day period, you can offer your book 5 times for free. This is huge. Now when you offer it for free, you don't get paid, but guess what you get? You get publicity, you get more reviews, you get more people sharing your book, because that's why you want your book to be good, because you want people sharing your book. And that's the opportunity, the easiest way. Now, they didn't have this option when my first book became a bestseller, but this is the easiest way to make your book an Amazon bestseller, is to make your book free and to use that free day and to use some strategies on that free day to get as many books downloaded to as many people in order to push your book up the Amazon bestseller list. Got it? You had a question back there, sir?
We're floating around here. What do you mean borrow?
Borrow. If you want to borrow some money from somebody, what you do, you're loaning. It's like a loan.
Like the library. That's like your family when they say they want to borrow some money.
Right. But it's not, they say, they use the term borrow, but it's on your Kindle and you don't have to give it back. But they call it borrowing because they're not buying it. But they say you don't have to give it back to the library.
It's sort of like, just to give you guys a note, is that especially for those people who are unfamiliar with the Kindle platform, is it's sort of like, I got a book, Keisha got a book. And Keisha say, hey, that was a good book. And she says, can I borrow it? I'm like, yeah, here you go. And you borrow it. So it's a digital way of sharing books.
But they get to keep it, I mean, in their library?
You want them to. You want them to. Take it away, take it away. No, not you.
Yeah, so absolutely. Definitely, you're actually borrowing that book. But I mean, like I said, you don't have to focus too much on that. You want to just focus on those 5 free days that you get to maximize. But you just want to really, really maximize those 5 free days. You could Google, there's blogs that will tell you how to maximize them. Me personally, I have several people that I work with. They will put it on their website and expose it to thousands of people when your book is free. And so you want to be able to maximize those free days. When I became a bestseller, I used this formula. My pastor, Pastor Mike Freeman at Spirit of Faith Christian Center, he uses it, and it had helped me in anything I do. But I visualize it first. I verbalize it. I internalize it till it materializes. So before the first day, I already said my book was going to be a bestseller. I said it so much on Facebook. When it became a bestseller, people thought I was already a bestseller. I said, no, seriously. She's laughing. I'm so serious. And they're like, oh, today you made the bestseller? I said, yeah. They said, I thought you was already a bestseller. I said, no, you heard me say it because I was believing God that that was going to happen, but I was already putting it in my mind. You know, check out, you know, make sure you go like my best-selling book page. You know, go like my best-selling book page. And I was asking people to like my book page, but I was saying it was a bestseller book when I was asking them to like it, but it wasn't even out yet. So you want to say, you know, verbalize and say it, and people going to start believing you, you know, and it's going to be it. And then I'm going to tell you, this is what I did. This is just a little extra that I did. This was something that I created for myself before my book became a bestseller. And it became a bestseller on August 5th, 2011. But I did it. I put it on a screensaver. I put it on my computer. I put it on my dashboard of my car. I put it so I saw me already being an Amazon bestseller. So you have to see yourself being that thing you want to be. That's just a sidebar, not just for the bestseller thing, but anything you want. You have to put your faith to it, add your faith to it, and you can't, you know, use negatives. Well, I don't know how I'm going to do this, or you know, how many books do I really have to sell? And you know, say I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen, and this is how I'm going to do it. Strategize. Things you want to do. You want to set a launch date. Whatever day that you want to maximize your free day, you want to make a Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the best days, but you want to have a strategy. And again, the week that I became my book became a bestseller, I was on a radio show every day that week. Let me give you a quick note about radio shows. How many of you ever been on Facebook and you've had somebody say, listen to my radio show? A lot of you in the room. How many of you have reached out to them and asked them, can you be on their radio show? One hand went up. Two. Okay, two, she said, don't forget me. So you gotta reach out. These people, they need people to be on their radio show. If it's in something that pertains to your business or your book or what you're talking about, they're talking about motivating people or people being, in business for themselves or whatever it is, reach out to those people. And I literally, before people started reaching out to me to be on their radio shows, I was reaching out to them. But now I don't have to reach out because I'm a bestseller, so they just call me, they reaching out to me. But before my book became a bestseller, that's what I did. So if you can, every day that you're gonna, your book, when your book come out or whatever day you're gonna have your book to be on the bestsellers list, that target date, you wanna be on a radio show every day that week. Identify yourself with popular people, use keyword search. Those popular people, they can help you. Ask them to tweet your book. Ask them, to retweet your book. Ask them to put it on their Facebook page. Ask them to share with their friends and family. Hey, my book is going to be free that day. Who don't want a free book? Them people ain't going to be mad with you. Yes, ma'am.
Why are Tuesdays and Wednesdays the best days to set your launch day?
That's just from statistics from all of the research I've done, but even from my use and helping other people become bestsellers, it's a better day, number one, because Mondays, people are usually just coming back to the office, they're checking their emails, they're distracted, they got all this other stuff going on. Same thing with Friday, Thursday, they already thinking about the weekend. They ain't thinking about downloading the book. I don't care if it's free. Weekends, people are out and about like we are. You're thinking about, people aren't at their computers. They're not, where they can be, where they can easily download a book. But Tuesdays and Thursdays, people are calm. People are relaxed. They're just doing their thing. They're not thinking about the weekend, or they're not just coming out of the weekend. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes Thursdays, but Tuesdays and Wednesdays, they say are definitely the best days to become a best-selling author. Making friends in high places, invite people to be a part of your campaign. We just talked about that. Put together a special offer, other freebies. When I did it, again, because it was a lot harder because they didn't even have free days back then. I partnered with Willie Jolly, and he actually offered something free, and we did a squeeze, a lady did a squeeze page for me, and that particular day, let people know if they downloaded my book, if they bought my book that day, because it wasn't free, but if they bought my ebook that day, Willie Jolly was giving out something for free. Write an email, a subject that will catch people's attention when you're sending out your e-blast, something that's going to say, hey, something powerful that's going to get their attention, because half the people don't open up emails anymore. So if you have to send out text messages, but you have to really strategize and focus on that one day that you want your book to be a bestseller. Again, offer your book for free. These are some of the blogs that I use before to maximize your Kindle free day. But again, you could just Google, maximize your Kindle free day, and I'm telling you that has made a big difference. There's, again, the price point info. So there's so many ways you can do it, but the easiest way is to offer your book for free. And I'm telling you, once you offer it and once you collaborate with other people, and they're really, really working with you as a team, and they're really saying, hey, they're putting it on their website that your book is free, they're tweeting it, they're really getting it out there for you. The best thing you can do is just really, again, collaborate with other people, and that's why you want to learn how to maximize your book. The week of the bestseller campaign, like I said, be on the radio interview every day, post on social media 5 to 7 times daily that week of, and it's more, and watch the numbers like a hawk. How many of you knew the Amazon bestseller list was updated every single hour on the hour? Wow. It's updated every single hour on the hour, so you need to watch that list like a hawk, because if you don't want to miss it, because you want to get a screen capture and capture it the day, the time that it becomes a bestseller on that list, so that you can have proof. I have people say, oh, did you really, my book really made it? You want me to email you the screenshot? My book really made #1, and I've had to do that. So you want to just have proof, because you may have people ask it when you become a bestseller. You had a question?
I did. What is the number of books you sold to become a bestseller?
It varies, because I have 2 books, and so one book I sold more, and one book, I sold the other, but I didn't really look at how many I sold to become a bestseller. I looked at, you know, once it was #1. But it's different, and that's what I'm saying, because it depends on what book your category, what category your book is in. It depends on a lot of things. So it's not really a certain number of books you have to sell. I've had helped people and they've had to sell, they've had to have thousands of books downloaded, and I've helped people where they only had to have 75 books downloaded to make the list. So it varies, and it just makes, you know, it's a huge variance because of the categories. It's a huge variance. Again, you know, having the reviews, having the things that you need. Yes, sir.
Question: is there a way for you to find out what the best category to put your book in to get to the top selling list?
Well, it depends on what your book is, because you don't want to put your book in cookbooks if it's about sports. You see what I'm saying? So there's a strategy, and you know, when I work with my clients, I do that to help them to make sure it's in the best category. But it just depends on what the genre of your book really is, because you know, you definitely don't want to break the rules by putting it totally outside of a category. But usually each book has several categories. Right, and so yes, right, like those slides I showed earlier that had like a list of all the numbers. You just have to familiarize yourself with how many books are in those categories and comparing. Yeah, it's work, but if you really want to do it, you can do it, or you got to hire somebody else to do it. But yes, ma'am.
Go to the website for the previous screen.
Yes, please.
The blog. Oh yeah, like I said, if you just Google maximize Kindle free select days, all of those blogs will come up.
Okay.
All right. So if you just maximize that. Ask people to do, I guess, add for reviews. There's a gentleman named Joey Pinkney. All he does is does author reviews. He's on Twitter and he will tweet your book about 1,000 times a day. His prices start at $5. Connect with him, and he said that again. Joey, his name right on the screen, Joey Pinkney. I never run out of books. Never let the momentum die. I always have books on me. That's just extra stuff. But like I said, the ebook is easier to make than a paperback book. But I always keep them on me. I meet authors and I'm thinking I'm going to buy their book. They don't even have them on them. I keep a minimum of 3 books in my purse at all times. So men, that's another thing.
Whoa, I can't fit it in my wallet.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to say. Men, I don't know how to do that for you, but for women.
Shay said you're going to buy a man purse.
I want you to hold up your purse for me, please. Look at her purse. Y'all look at her purse. Look at her purse. Do you have your book in your purse? She probably can have, he can have the briefcase. He said you can put about 3 books in that if you don't book your 3. Now she could probably have about 40 books in that bag. And she don't have any of her books. You have any of your books with you? Okay. Who else said they already have a book in here? Who has a paperback? You have a paperback book? You have books with you? Oh no, she's the one behind you. She has one. Okay. You have books, sir?
No, but I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Because my book will be out by Thanksgiving. So I'm
congratulations!
It'll be a bestseller before New Year.
Yeah. Well, why can't you read on Thanksgiving? Why can't you read on Thanksgiving?
Now to get my question. Oh, I know it was. Hardback or paperback? Hardback or paperback?
The ebook is better, but
I'm gonna do everything.
Right, but it depends. It really depends on your market. Right now, a lot of authors are doing paperbacks because right. So a lot of people don't want to paperback.
Stop killing them trees.
Right. So I mean, it really that doesn't make a difference. The hardback or paperback really doesn't, but it depends on your market and what you're trying to portray, and it just depends on you. That's your option. So
if you have a paperback, you can have it shipped to places where they can just pick it up at Kinko's. I've done that before. Instead of trying to ship. With shipping, hard copies can be very expensive. It's about $60 to ship a case of paper. But send it to the local Kinko's and they print it out. It's good to go.
Okay. The lady up front was just wanted to respond to your question. She was basically saying that it's a lot less to ship paperback. So, these are we talked about that, maximizing your time and money. These are some of the success stories of people that have helped become a bestseller now. Trevor earlier when he introduced me said, and I actually helped someone yesterday become an Amazon bestseller. So yes, I definitely have a lot of people, and I have someone next week I'm helping become an Amazon bestseller. So I mean, there's, you know, people that want to do it. Some people may not have time to do all the legwork, but I mean, definitely you can do it. Anyone that have a book in here, if you really focus, discipline, you can put your mind to it and you can do it. Again, these are some of the success stories from Teresa Rowe Brown, one from Joy, and her book became an Amazon bestseller, even in everything. So people may say, oh, I'm so busy. All that stuff she says she has going on in this testimony, and for her to still be able to do it, if Joy can do it, you can do it too. Then we have two more, Kenton and Joey Jones and Chaz Washington. And I'm telling you, you know, there's again, people that can do it. You don't have to be, you know, like a TD Jakes or just might be a bestseller. You can do it with your books also. So are there any other questions?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Can we get a number to reach you?
Absolutely. Sure. Oh, 301. Oh.
Go to hashtag Biz Boot Camp and you will see her information. But if you're not tweeting and you're not using the information, you will not see it. That's what the digital book, she's going to post it immediately, how you can contact her and all sorts of specials that you can get with her also. But you will use technology before you leave here.
Okay.
Do you use eBay at all?
I don't. I've heard great success stories, but eBay is to sell stuff. Amazon's to sell stuff too, but Amazon is the way to be an Amazon bestselling author. So, I mean, I don't use, oh, that's the other thing. I'm glad you mentioned that, because on that Kindle Select program, if you're going to be a part of that program where they can borrow your books and still pay you, or you can offer your books for free, you can't have your ebook on any other platform. So that's one. So I don't want to say Amazon trying to keep the market, but say that again. Oh my goodness, there's Smashwords, there's, you know, Barnes and Noble's ebooks, there's iBooks on the iPad, there's tons and tons of ebook platforms, but you can't publish your book on, because I had my book on some of the other ones before, I had it on Smashwords, but their rule and regulation is to put it on that. Now you can put it on the Kindle, but in order to do that program where they can borrow the books, the Kindle Select, you can't have your ebook on any other platform. But I guarantee you get so much more exposure from Amazon than any of those other platforms. On Smashwords, I only sold one book on Smashwords. So the statistics, and I've had thousands and thousands of downloads from my ebook on Amazon. So it's worth it. And did you have one last question? No. Okay. Oh, you had a question, sir?
Yeah, we understand that we cannot have your phone number, but can we at least, maybe they gave your name at the beginning, but I didn't.
Oh, Melanie Bonita. I am Melanie Bonita, and like you said, when you do the hashtag on the Business Boot Camp, my information will be there. And also, like you said, we're going to be having a webinar. I actually have one set up for Monday night also.
And you can follow her on Twitter at Daily Dose Coach.
Absolutely. You can follow me on Twitter at Daily Dose Coach. All right.
All right. Let's give it.
All right. Let's just stay there real quick. We got a couple of just on-client admirations. Amy Richardson says, "Go girl." Stu Jackson says, "Wow, wow." She says, "Go." He says, "Go rich mom. We need your wisdom on paper." They are out there buying the book. Lorraine Brown says, "Game over. I was amazed." Cynthia Barron says, "Wow. What else? What is it that you don't do?" Okay. They are blowing up. The chat line, they're just in love with you. We want to just thank you so much. People are just telling us how much they really appreciate what you had to say today. People have begged us to keep this up longer than 2 weeks. They said, put it up, keep this one up for a lifetime. We're going to take that into consideration, Stu. We heard you. And Amy Richardson wants to know about Lulu.com, one of the self-publishing platforms.
What does she want to know specifically?
Amy, let us know specifically what do you want to know about Lulu.com. And I think what she's asking is, should she be using that for printing?
Well, I'm gonna give you two options for printing. A lot of, depending on what your goals are, everyone has different goals. If you're trying to get your books in the bookstores, they don't like print-on-demand places, and Lulu is considered like a print-on-demand. And it depends on if you already have your information for your books, because I have, ran across a lot of authors that have printed with Ulu. I didn't like, some of the covers and the marketing material. So it just depends on what you're having them do on Lulu, because I know they have different services that they can offer, but if you already have your cover and it's a professional cover, and you just need a printer, there's other options like Lightning Source, and there's other options that I would use opposed to Lulu. But if I've never used them, so I don't want to. I just didn't like the quality. I like stuff with high quality, and I didn't like the quality of the books that I saw that were printed with Lulu.
So what are those options? Because that's my next thing.
For printing options. Well, like I said, Lightning Source is one that a lot of people use, but again, that's still considered print on demand. I've used some other places, and after you chat, and we can go offline with that, because I have a list. I don't necessarily have all of them with me, but some of them can be very expensive. The last one that I used, but again, I like quality. I had my second set of books that I printed. Those books were falling apart, and I can't sell books like that, because that's representing me and my brand. So I have to be very careful when I recommend printers, because,
Is that your book right there? Can you hold it up?
Sure, this is one of them. This is Daily Dose of Decisions to help you make better decisions in the future than you've made in the past. How many people need to make better decisions? Absolutely. They're both 90-day daily devotionals, and my third book will be out in November. All right. Well, that is it for me, and I'm going to hand it back over to Trevor again. Thank you so much again.
On time. All right, we're getting ready to wrap this up shortly. Shay, you're going to be controlling that camera. That way you can see what the audience sees. So a couple of things that we're going to do before we wrap up. First, we're going to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. Just a couple of special notes. Special note number one, for the online audience as well as the people here. If you are trying to get the social media automation tool, the social media Twitter tool, the social media Facebook tool, the social media WordPress tools, you are to email DTB, that's Dog Tommy Bravo, SOL at gmail.com. DTBSOL@gmail.com, and she will send you a special link to get it. I know that some people say, hey, I tried to go online to purchase it and I couldn't purchase it. You are correct. It is only available directly through us. So just send the email and we will get you squared away on that. In addition to that, where's Melanie Bonita? Where's Melanie Bonita? Is she up here? Come on back up here real quick. Come on back up here. Come on back here. By the way, let's give her another round of applause. Melanie rather, she does provide these services for people who don't want to be bothered with all the hassle. Remember, you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So for those people who are interested in her helping you become a #1 bestseller, for the online audience out there, Melanie Bonita is going to be posting her information at a special business boot camp only price. To get that price, I'm not even gonna tell you what the price is, but it's good. Real good. You gotta go to Twitter and do a search for #BizBootCamp. Do #BizBootCamp. It'll be a special hashtag just for that. So let's give her another round of applause. She's running into a #1 bestseller.
Wait a minute, let me correct that. I guarantee you'll be on the bestsellers list. I don't guarantee you'll be #1, but most people do make #1.
That's right.
Remember what we talked about earlier, the being broke stands for brains. It's what you want others to think about you. What do you want others to say about you? Let me give you an example of what you want them to say about you. You're a bestseller. Like, hey, how great is it when you walk in the room and say, hey, introducing #1 Amazon bestseller, Shay Brown, Trevor Ice, Felicia Bowles, okay?
Rick Hopkins.
Oh, that's right. We have Rick Hopkins with #1 win. What was that 2-3 weeks ago? Yep. Let's give him a round of applause. And he did. Melody did. And Rick wrote the book, Nonprofit Does Not Mean No Profit. He did. I bet you have some of those books available, don't you?
I certainly do.
Shay, I know that you only have 30 books, but I'm afraid that you might have a bit of a rush. So when this thing ends, I don't want you to do your book signing there. I'd like you to do your book signing up front, if you don't mind, because I got a feeling it's going to create quite a crowd there. Okay? So make sure you see Shay Brown up front for the book. We have an action-packed day going on tomorrow. I'm glad you guys stayed to the very end because there's going to be some very important information. First thing tomorrow is going to be a combination of main floor sessions like this, but several breakout sessions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have each person come up as I tell you about what those sessions are going to be. From 8 o'clock in the morning to 8:45, Shay Brown is going to be coming back again to teach a bonus session. Come on down, Shay Brown. Come on down. Let's give Shay a round of applause. Okay. All right. On the main floor, starting right at 9 o'clock, Keisha Lewis and myself, Trevor Ox, we are going to be teaching Project 21. It's our secret project to create an automated, recurring prospect generating system. That is going to be next level. I assure you, you do not want to miss this. Come on down, Keisha Lewis. Okay. From 10 o'clock to 10:55 are going to be the first set of breakout sessions. By the way, I know what you're thinking. How do I get to the breakout sessions? Breakout sessions will be assigned on a first come, first served basis. The people who get there early will get the chance to sign up for a class. If you're not, no, they do not. First come, first served.
Show up.
You got to
Show up.
With Life Awards who?
Those who take action.
Take action.
Show up.
Get up.
You gotta be here.
Yeah, get up, get up, get up. We will be here as early as 7 a.m. in the morning. I can tell you some of these classes are going to fill out. So let me tell you what the first session is. The first breakout session, Don White. Come on down, Don White. Let's give him a round of applause. Don White is a leadership and development coach. He's going to be teaching on leadership. He's going to be teaching you how to become leaders in your industry, leaders in your workplace, and leaders in your home. Then we also have William Mary. Come on down, William Mary. William Mary. Come on down. Let's give him a round of applause. William Mary has authored the book. He hasn't printed the book, but he's authored the book, The Common Sense Rules to Success. He's going to be teaching you a few common sense things that you can do to be successful in business, to be successful in life, to actually have the right mindset. Sometimes we make being successful, and sometimes we make business we make it a little too difficult. And he's just going to go over some of the common sense things that we need to do. Because sometimes, how many of y'all know we got to go back to the basics? He's going to be teaching us the basics. We also are going to be having Ash Shukla, the international sensation, is going to be teaching on turning your passion into profits. Turning your passions into profits. Ash just had to go to pick his wonderful daughter up, and he'll be back tomorrow teaching you guys how to wobble and how to turn your passion into profits. Then we have a very special presentation for the very first time in the Business Bootcamp platform. I want you guys to give a hefty round of applause to Odessa Hopkins. For those who don't know, she is also known as Lady O. She is one half of the Power Hopkins team. She is the owner of the CEO Business Cafe. Her and her wonderful husband, Rick Hopkins. She has done several businesses. She has managed billion, not million, billion dollar. She has managed $1 billion portfolios. How many of y'all can say that? Somebody trust you with $1 billion, I definitely will trust you with my money. Okay? She is going to be teaching a revolutionary new series. What's your millionaire hustle? What's your millionaire hustle? If you have not seen this class, you are in for a treat. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. In addition to that, coming right behind her in the same, or in a different room, but at the same time, part 2 of the power couple, Mr. Rick Hopkins. Let's get him Rick Hopkins is a veteran of the nonprofit world. He was a vice president, not of a YMCA, but the whole region. He's opened up YMCAs all over the country. He is considered to be an expert on the nonprofit industry. He is considered to be an expert on helping people turn their knowledge into cash. Rick's quote is, there is more money in what you know than what you do. How many of y'all know that's true? More money in what you know than what you do. He's going to start helping you monetize what you know. So that is going to be the first set of breakout sessions. But I got good news for you. You heard all those good breakout sessions. Like, what if I miss one? I want to go to all of them. Here's what you're going to do. The second breakout session is a repeat of the first breakout session. So the second breakout session is from 11 o'clock to 11:55. And it's going to be a repeat. So you will get to attend at least 2 of these people's sessions up there. I'm going to give you a quick note there. These sessions, they are workshops. They will be kept small, very small, groups of 10. Once that class fills up, you will have to choose another class. The good news is all of the classes are wonderful. I guarantee you'll learn everything you need to know. The better news is if you miss out, guess what? You're going to be able to watch it online. We are videotaping this. You guys have paid. You're going to be able to access it. Okay? So, we will be breaking for lunch that day at 12 o'clock to 12:55. We will be having light hors d'oeuvres served right here, you know, chicken and all sorts of other good things. And then we will be coming back from lunch and we'll be coming into our second session, and our second set of breakout sessions is going to feature, first of all, Ayo. Put your hands together for Ayo. Ayo! Ayo is our resident videographer. Let me tell you something. How many of y'all been thinking about you wish you had a commercial for your business? How many of y'all been wanting to get into some online video? Here's what he's going to be teaching. He's going to be teaching his course on Video Magic, teaching you how to create your own commercials, teaching you how to create your own reality shows, teaching you the ins and outs of how to really monetize that camera. You know, the one on your phone, you know, the little handhold. He's going to teach you some secrets to make you look like a professional. And guess what? He's going to teach you how to do it for free. If it's free, it's for who? Me. That's right. He is going to lay it down. We also have Brock Lancaster. He is not here today. He is on the way, but he's going to be teaching the top 5 strategies. The top 5 strategies for creating advertising literature. Everybody in business is creating literature. Business cards, flyers, brochures. Some of y'all don't know how to create it. Some of y'all don't know what to say. Some of y'all using clip arts, your flyers. Oh, you know the ball. You know. Well, I did the best I can. He's going to teach you some simple, easy tools to start creating dynamic literature overnight. So if you're struggling with, if you got an event coming up and you know you got to make a flyer, I suggest you attend that class, okay? That class is so good that he is only allowing 4 people in that class. He's only allowing 4 people in that class. As a matter of fact, in that class, in the Video Magic class, they're only allowing 4 people because it is an intense, hands-on workshop. Then, well, we'll be welcoming back at that on that same platform, that session. We're going to be welcoming back Shay Brown. He's going to be teaching you the full closing master Lego. Y'all got a little piece of it, but he's going to be teaching that. He's going to be working with you one-on-one. Well, not really one-on-one, but one on a few, right? But he's going to be teaching you his closing mastery playbook. You want to make sure to get into that class. He has limited that class to only 10 people, only 10 people. It is designed to be intimate. And then, our resident superstar, the foremost expert on social media, will be coming back. She'll be teaching you how to create your own website. She'll be teaching you how to create your own website. And if you've been struggling with creating your own website, she's going to be teaching you how to do it on that day. Let me give you a special note on that. Today she'll be sending out an email. Everybody who is interested in creating your own website, everybody who's interested in creating your own website using the power of WordPress, she is going to be teaching that, but you will need to purchase hosting to participate in that class. Otherwise, you will be at a loss. It is hands-on. You're going to be making a site on the spot. Hosting is usually how much a year? How much is that a month? If you can't invest $5 a month in your business, you need to be leaving here. It's the wrong place for you. Okay? Marketing is about a return on your investment. No investment, no what? Return. You got that right. So she's going to be teaching that. But in addition to that, because we know that's a class that lots of people are going to want to attend, that class will be taped once again. So if you miss it, you'll still be able to watch it online. You'll be able to go, when you get home tonight, you'll be able to watch the link. Everybody got emailed the link. You can go back and look at all the stuff you learned today and watch it again. Okay? And then, whoa, filling up the rear. Let's put our hands together for the app guy himself, the author of Eric Izzard. Eric Izzard is going to be showing you guys how to create your own app. He's going to be showing you guys how to create your own app. That is a very special class. Once again, that class will be limited to 7 people. 7 people. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to watch it on video. These are workshops. They're designed. Let me tell you something. This is not a hear something kind of boot camp. This is a do something boot camp. What did you do? We want to make sure you did some things for your business. Now we know you want to do a lot of things, but the first thing is to do a thing, because one idea implemented
is better than what? They were listening.
They were listening. They were listening. So you guys will be able to choose your classes based upon the first come, first serve basis. Now, that second set of sessions will be offered at 1:15 to 2:10, and then it will be repeated again from 2:15 to 3:10. So you'll be able to choose 2 out of that particular section. Okay? And then we come back to the main floor. And when we come back to the main floor, I'm going to teach you guys our secret system for creating thousands of people that are following you on Facebook and Twitter. How many of you guys have ever had an event that not as many people showed that you wanted to show? I'm going to teach you guys how to put butts in seats. I'm going to teach you how BIS system, how to put butts in seats. How many times have you had an event and you wish somebody would show? This one, we know is so important. It is a main floor class. Everybody is going to be allowed in it. I'm going to tell you right now, charge your laptops up. Make sure you have your Facebook account already set up. I'm going to give you a rule right now. You want to write this one down. To be able to get the maximum out of this class, you will need to go to my Facebook fan page, and you will need to like it to receive the information that you will need for that class. Let me give it to you right now. It is facebook.com/Trevor Ox. Let me tell you how to spell that. T-R-E, D is in Victor, O-R, Trevor, Ox, O-T-T-S. That's Oxford, Tom, Sam. Facebook.com/Trevor Ox. You will need your laptops for that class. Please have it charged up. But if you've been struggling to get business, to get people interested for the very first time, we're going to blow you up overnight. As a matter of fact, this program is so secret that we don't even want you telling other people about it when you leave it. We want you to keep this one under your hat. This is for people who attended either online or attended in person. If your friend missed it, they have missed out. This is just for you. We call it the Collective Influence Group Project. I'm going to show you the power of doing things collectively and how you can go through it. We did it in, in Cleveland. We became one of the top trending videos on what?
YouTube.
Yep.
Twitter.
Top. You know how big Twitter is? We became one of the top trending videos. We did it with Rick's breakout, his launch. We became one of the top trending videos or live videos on Facebook. If you're trying to take it to the next level, you don't want to miss that. That's going to be at 3:20 to 4 o'clock. But then we have a special treat. We've been trying to get this guy, and for you people who have not heard him, he's going to change your life. I just guarantee you, he's going to change your life. You don't want to miss it out. We're going to go out of here on a high. We're going to be bringing in Antonio Cheeks. If you have not heard him, he is one of the hottest speakers right now in the country. He's going to be teaching you guys his new series called The Power to Reset. Sometimes you guys have gotten stuck in a rut and you need to just reset your business, reset your lives, reset your attitude. And he's going to be coming in, and you don't want to miss that session. He's going to be starting promptly at 4 o'clock. And then we're going to end it with the Ask an Expert session. So any questions that you guys have, all you're going to do is put them onto #BizBootcamp, and we're going to be answering those questions live. You want to ask the social media expert? No problem. You got a question for the app expert? No problem. Want to ask the leadership expert? No problem. Want to ask our common sense success coach here? No problem. He's going to be available. Want to know how to get more sales? Want to know about how to make great videos? Want to know the secret to the millionaire hustle? Right? If you want to know how to monetize what you know, you're going to be able to just ask your questions when you go home tonight. Any question that you have, we want you to post them there. One other final thing. If you have not checked in on Twitter yet with the #BizBootcamp, here's what we want you to do. Check in. Put your first name, last name, your email address, cell phone number, and your company name. If you don't have enough space, put it in 2 posts, okay? Because we're going to be going back. We're going to be sending out very special tools and things that you guys can do. So first of all, let's give our speakers here a round of applause. Remember that this is a do something boot camp. This is a do something boot camp. So first of all, everybody break out your phones, break out your portable devices. We're going to take a picture. You're going to tweet that thing out. You're going to Instagram that thing out. We want to make sure you guys are using it too. This is a do something camp. Take out those cameras. We're going to spend about 1 minute, and then we're going to close with our special closing affirmation for the day. We'll be out of here in less than 5 minutes. For those people who want Shay Brown's book, you'll need to get that up front. It'll be up near the front, where you can just go to the table. He'll be autographing that for you. But make sure you get a good picture. You want to use the #BizBootcamp. Make sure you share it to your Facebook account, share it to your Twitter accounts. Also, those people who have, that's right. Shay Brown is going to upload all of the pictures from today's event.
It'll be up this afternoon. You can go to.
You'll be able to go to Facebook.com/Shay, C-H-E, Brown Sales. Facebook.com/Shay Brown Sales. We have some phenomenal pictures of you guys, some phenomenal pictures. Also, if you have a form, the social media automation form, you need to turn that in today. You need to turn that in today before you leave. There is no turning that in tomorrow. So if you didn't turn it in today, you didn't turn it in. Life rewards those who do what?
Take action.
Exactly. So if you were getting the social media automation tools, you need to turn that in to Keisha Lewis before you leave here, right? And everybody's taking the pictures. So first of all, let's give these people a round of applause one more time. And in closing, I want to bring back Deanna DeWitt. I want to help her get set up real quick. Somebody help her get set up. And I'll thank you guys so much. Let's help her get set up. We're going to do our closing affirmation. We're going to get our minds right to be in position, to be focused, to be disciplined for tomorrow. Remember, the question is, are you coachable? Are you coachable? Do you have the discipline to succeed? Do you have the discipline to succeed? Okay? And I know that we're going to need the life of that. If you're watching online, we want to make sure that you exercise great discipline. Actually, we're going to, okay? Want to make sure you're exercising the discipline. She's going to give us our closing affirmation. Has she been mic'd? Has she been mic'd? Okay? Let's make sure to get her mic real quick. Just help her get mic'd. Okay, worst case scenario, I'll just hold, somebody get Eric, hold the mic for you. Come on over here, Eric, hold the mic for her. There you go. He'll take care of holding the mic for her. and let's get our closing affirmation done for today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning after the closing exercises.
Close your eyes. We're going to just confirm that we are champions. So that we leave out on a wonderful note. Who am I speaking to? Champions. That's right, a group of champions. I am champion. I am succeeding. It is my birthright. I believe in myself. I am the number one asset.
On your feet.
I am my greatest asset. I am succeeding. All right.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Turn your forms in. Get one of those classic copies of Shay Brown's new book, Sell Swagger. See you guys tomorrow. First come, first serve for the sign up for the classes. Not now. I know, not now.
I signed up for the first class. Up front.